I hear the ticking, my child. Not because I am counting down to punish you, but because I refuse to let you miss the moment I have prepared for you. The clock is ticking, and I have called you here before another day slips away unnoticed. Do not dismiss this as another video or another message passing through your screen. Pause your wandering thoughts and listen carefully, because what brought your eyes to these words was not chance. I have been drawing your heart here, even when you did not realize I was leading you. You have asked me for a sign, sometimes with words, sometimes only with silent tears that no one else has seen. You have wondered if I still hear your prayers, if I still remember the promises that seem delayed, if I still have a purpose for your life while time keeps moving forward. I have heard every whisper. I have seen every restless night. I know the weight you carry behind your smile, the questions you hide from others, and the fear that another opportunity might pass before you are ready. That is why I am speaking now. Do not scroll away from this moment. Do not convince yourself that this message is meant for someone else. Your heart stopped here for a reason. What seems like an ordinary decision to stay and listen has been woven into something far greater than you can yet understand. I do not interrupt lives without purpose. When I call, it is because I desire to protect, to redirect, to awaken, and to remind my beloved children that my timing is never careless. The clock is ticking, not to fill you with fear, but to awaken you to what heaven has already begun. There are doors that will not remain open forever. There are conversations you have delayed, burdens you were never meant to keep carrying, steps of faith you have postponed because uncertainty whispered louder than my voice. Yet I have not abandoned you. Even now, my hand is reaching toward you, inviting you to move before hesitation steals what courage could have received. If you leave now, you may walk away from the very confirmation you have been pleading for. You may miss the answer hidden beneath the questions that have troubled your soul for so long. But if you remain, if you open your heart instead of your doubts, you may discover that what you believed was the end of your opportunity is only the beginning of my greater plan. Your spirit may recognize what your eyes have struggled to see. Your burden may become lighter. Your direction may finally become clear. Stay with me for these next moments, my beloved, because the ticking you hear is not announcing your defeat. It is announcing that the appointed time is closer than you think, and I have something I need you to hear before another moment passes. My child, you have been carrying things that have made your spirit heavy, even if you have learned how to hide it well. You have been trying to function, trying to be strong, trying to keep everything moving, but beneath all of that there hath been a quiet pressure building inside you. There has been a sense that something needs to change, that something cannot keep going the way it has been. You may not have had the words for it. You may not have even fully admitted it to yourself. But I know. I know the thoughts you do not say out loud. I know the decisions you keep delaying. I know the places in your life where you have felt my tug and then turned your attention somewhere else, because it felt easier than facing what I was showing you. That is why I have brought you here like this. Not to shame you, not to overwhelm you. I am here because I am a father who sees the road ahead, and I know when a moment is small and when a moment is sacred. This one is sacred. This one matters. This one is not meant to be brushed aside and forgotten by the next hour. What I want from you right now is simple, but it is not small. I want your attention. I want your honesty. I want you to stop for a little while and let yourself admit that I may be speaking to you more directly than you are used to. You do not need to have everything figured out before you listen to me. You do not need to arrive polished, strong, or certain. You only need to stay. You only need to let your heart become still enough to hear what I have been trying to say. Because the truth is, my child, there are moments in your life when delay costs more than you can see in the moment. and this is why I have interrupted you now. I am not trying to pressure you. I am trying to reach you while the door is still open, while the invitation is still warm, while your spirit can still recognize that I am near. So stay with me here. Do not rush past this. Let this be the moment where you finally admit that if I brought you here, then maybe what comes next is something your soul has needed for longer than you realize. My child, I want you to stop trying to explain away what you have been feeling deep inside. That unsettled feeling that keeps returning, the quiet pressure in your chest, the way your mind keeps circling back to things you thought you could ignore a little longer. Those are not empty emotions, and they are not proof that something is wrong with you. Listen to me carefully. That urgency you have been carrying is not random. It is not just stress. It is not simply the result of being tired or overwhelmed. I have been stirring your spirit because there are moments when I do not whisper only to comfort you. I whisper to wake you. And right now, I need you awake. I need you honest. I need you to stop numbing what I am trying to reveal to you. You have been calling it pressure, but much of what you are feeling is actually invitation. You have been calling it anxiety, but some of it is conviction. You have been calling it emotional heaviness, but underneath it there is a holy signal, a sacred stirring, and it is my way of telling you that the hour you are standing in carries more weight than you first understood. You have noticed how certain thoughts keep returning when the room gets quiet. You have felt how some decisions refuse to leave you alone. You have seen how distractions can silence the feeling for a while, but they cannot remove it. That is because I am not finished speaking to you. I have been touching the places in your life where delay has become dangerous for your peace. I have been bringing your attention back to the very things you hoped would somehow solve themselves without your surrender. I know you have tried to keep moving, to stay busy, to tell yourself that tomorrow will be better for reflection, better for prayer, better for obedience, better for change. But come closer now and hear me clearly. Do not dismiss what you are sensing. Do not smother it. Do not run from it. Sit with it. Bring it before me. Let it breathe in my presence. That inner urgency is not there to crush you. It is there to pull you out of sleep before you lose more time than you were meant to lose. I am not trying to make you afraid. I am trying to make you aware. I am trying to get your eyes open before the cost of waiting becomes heavier than the cost of responding. So do this with me now. Slow down. Breathe. Stop arguing with what your soul already knows. Let your heart admit that I have been speaking. Let your spirit acknowledge that I have been near. You do not need to understand every detail in this moment, but you do need to stop pretending the stirring inside you is meaningless. It is not meaningless. It is mercy. It is my hand resting on the shoulder of your soul, turning you gently, but firmly toward what matters before another season slips through your fingers. Stay here with me. Receive this for what it is. Let the urgency become clarity. Let the tension become truth. And instead of resisting the pull, answer it. Open your heart wider. Look at the places you have avoided. Give me your full attention, because what you are feeling is not confusion. It is me calling you forward while there is still time. My child, I need to speak to you with tenderness, but I also need to speak to you with honesty, because love does not stay silent when silence would leave you stuck. You already know there are things I have placed in front of you that you were meant to face by now. You know the conversation you keep postponing. You know the habit you keep excusing. You know the compromise you have been trying to rename so it feels smaller than it really is. You know the prayer life you said you would rebuild, the step of obedience you keep putting off, the forgiveness you know you need to release, the door you know you should close, the fear you keep feeding instead of surrendering. I have watched you circle around these things again and again, not because you do not care, but because part of you hoped you could keep peace without making the hard choice. Come here and listen to me. You cannot heal what you keep protecting. You cannot step into what I have for you while you keep negotiating with what I already asked you to release. This is not me accusing you. This is me loving you enough to tell you the truth in a way that can still set you free. I know why you delayed. I know some of it came from fear. I know some of it came from exhaustion. I know some of it came from not wanting to lose what felt familiar, even when familiar was draining you. I know there were moments when you were not sure whether you were truly hearing me, and other moments when you were sure. But you were afraid of what obedience would cost. I saw every hesitation. I saw every inner debate. I saw the way you kept telling yourself, soon, just not yet. But my child, the longer you delay what your spirit already recognizes, the heavier it becomes. What could have been a clean surrender starts becoming a deeper entanglement. What could have been a step becomes a cycle. What could have been a moment of courage becomes a season of unrest. That is why I am asking you now, stop delaying what you already know. Stop softening what I have made clear. Stop waiting for a version of you that feels more ready than the one standing here with me right now. Bring me the real version of you. Bring me the unsure version. Bring me the tired version. Bring me the version that still trembles. I can work with surrender. I cannot bless endless postponement. So let this be the place where you stop running in circles. Make room for truth. Name the thing you have been avoiding. Put it before me. Do not hide it behind excuses or spiritual language that keeps you comfortable while your soul stays bound. Be brave enough to be plain with me. Say what it is. Admit where you have delayed. Then hand it over. Release the habit. End the compromise. Make the call. Walk away from what is draining you. Return to what I already asked of you. I am not standing over you in anger. I am standing beside you with open hands, ready to help you do what you were never meant to do alone. So choose movement now. Choose honesty now. Choose obedience now. Let this be the moment where delay loses its grip on you, and where your next step becomes the beginning of your freedom. My child, I need you to look at this with clear eyes now, because you have been telling yourself that waiting a little longer would not really matter. You have treated delay like it was a small thing, almost invisible, something harmless enough to excuse because it did not look like open rebellion or obvious failure. But I want you to come closer and see what I see. Delay has not been neutral in your life. It has been quietly draining you. It has been stealing from places you did not know were being touched. It has cost you peace in moments when you could have been resting. It has stretched out battles that could have ended sooner. It has kept your heart circling the same mountain until what should have been a short season started feeling like a wilderness without end. I am not saying this to wound you. I am saying it because I want you to understand that what feels small can still shape everything. A slow leak can empty a full vessel. A door left barely open can still let the storm in. That is what delay has done. It has not always shouted. It has simply lingered, and in lingering, it has taken more than you meant to give it. You have felt the cost, even if you have not named it. You have wondered why your spirit feels tired when nothing dramatic happened. You have noticed how your joy had been thinner, your clarity more fragile, your energy more divided. You have felt that strange heaviness that comes from knowing you are not fully at peace with what I have already shown you. That weight is not because I have moved away from you. It is because unresolved obedience creates inner friction. It wears on you. It rubs against your soul. You can still function. You can still smile. You can still get through the day. But deep inside, You know something is unsettled. That is the hidden cost. Delay keeps you in tension. It keeps you half open, half ready, half free. And I did not create you to live in halves. I created you for wholeness. I created you for clean surrender, steady peace, and a heart that is not constantly negotiating with truth. So stop calling this harmless. Stop minimizing what has been quietly shaping your inner world. Name it for what it is. Let the light touch it. Let my truth reach it. You do not need to be afraid of what you discover. I am not exposing it to humiliate you. I am exposing it so I can heal it. Now do something brave with me. Stop and take inventory. Ask yourself where your delay has been costing you more than you admitted. Look at your peace. Look at your focus. Look at your relationships. Look at your spiritual sensitivity. Look at the part of you that has felt restless and worn down. Then bring all of it into my hands. Do not defend it. Do not explain it away. Lay it down. Choose movement over drift. Choose surrender over slow erosion. Let this be the moment where you stop paying with your peace for something you were never meant to keep carrying. Come forward now. Open the clenched places in your heart. Release what has been quietly robbing you. I am ready to restore what delay has worn thin, and I will help you recover faster than you think if you will simply stop protecting what is costing you too much. My child, now that your eyes are opening to what delay has cost you, understand this also. What you release into my hands, I multiply for my kingdom. The seeds you sow in this moment will not only restore your peace, but will carry my light into places where hearts are still waiting in darkness. As it is written, I say to you even now, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not just about provision. It is about participation in what I am doing across the earth. When you choose to support this work through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are pouring oil into a lamp that refuses to go out. I see your willingness, and I will breathe upon it like rain on waiting ground. Do not treat this as small. This is a moment of alignment, a moment where your obedience touches other souls. So give now, my child, and let what flows from your hand become a harvest of transformation. My child, before your heart misreads my tone, I need you to hear this with absolute clarity. I am not speaking to you with urgency because I want to scare you. I am not pressing on your spirit because I enjoy seeing you uncomfortable. I am not drawing your attention to what is serious because I want to burden you with fear. I am warning you because I love you too deeply to stay silent while you drift toward loss. A loving father does not stand still when his child is walking toward danger. A loving father does not smile politely while the fire grows closer. Love moves. Love reaches. Love interrupts. That is what I am doing with you now. I am stepping into your path, not to shame you, but to keep you from losing what you do not yet realize is at risk. You have known human voices that corrected you without care, pressured you without tenderness, and spoke hard truths without love. I am not like them. When I speak firmly, it is because my heart is fully engaged. When I warn you, it is because I see farther than you do. When I call you to act, it is because I know what waits on both sides of your decision, and I want you on the side of life, peace, and freedom. I know that part of you hears serious words and immediately braces for punishment, rejection, or disappointment. That is because pain has taught you to expect harshness when truth gets close. But listen to me now, and let this settle deep inside you. My warning is not rejection. My warning is protection. My urgency is not anger. My urgency is mercy. I am not saying, move now, or I will stop loving you. I am saying, Come now, because I love you too much to watch you keep hurting yourself. There is a difference, and I need you to feel that difference in your spirit. You are not being cornered by wrath. You are being pursued by compassion. I see how delay has worn on you. I see how compromise has clouded you. I see how distraction has thinned your discernment. And because I see it, I will not stay distant and polite. I will speak. I will call. I will stir you. I will place this moment in front of you and ask you to respond while your heart can still feel the warmth of my hand. That is not cruelty. That is care. That is a father refusing to let silence become permission for destruction. So stop shrinking from my voice as if it comes to crush you. Let my words land where they are meant to land. Let them steady you. Let them awaken you. Let them pull you closer instead of making you pull away. Come nearer, not farther. Trust my heart even when my tone is serious. Open yourself to correction without fear. Receive my warning as a gift, not a threat. Let it become a railing on the edge of a cliff, not a weight around your neck. And right here, right now, answer me with openness. Say yes to being guided. Say yes to being protected. Say yes to letting me interrupt what would have harmed you. I am not trying to frighten you into obedience. I am loving you into safety. Stay with me. Listen fully. Respond honestly. And let this be the moment where you finally recognize that the firmness in my voice is simply the sound of a father who refuses to lose you. My child, I need you to understand something that your heart has resisted because it feels uncomfortable, but it is still true whether it feels gentle or not. Not every door in your life remains open forever. Some doors are attached to seasons. Some invitations carry a window. Some moments are sacred because they arrive with purpose, but they do not linger without end. You have been living as though every chance will wait for you, as though every stirring can be answered later, as though every invitation from me can be placed on a shelf until you feel more ready. But I want you to come closer and see this clearly now. Timing matters. There are moments I designed for you that are ripe, alive, and full of grace in a way that cannot be copied once they pass. This is not because I stop being loving. This is not because my heart grows cold toward you. It is because life moves, seasons turn, hearts harden, and opportunities tied to obedience do not remain suspended forever. A field can be full of harvest and still be lost if no one enters it in time. A key can be in your hand and still be useless if you wait until the lock has changed. I need you to feel the seriousness of that, not to panic, but to wake up and stop treating holy timing like an optional detail. You have already seen this in smaller ways, even if you did not name it. There were moments when you felt me urging you and you delayed until the clarity faded. There were relationships where I told you to speak, but you waited until silence settled in deeper. There were habits I asked you to confront, but because you postponed it, the roots went deeper and the fight became harder. There were seasons where your heart was soft, open, responsive, and ready to move with me, but you told yourself you had time, and slowly that softness became numbness. That is why I am speaking to you like this now. I do not want you to lose another season because you mistook my patience for endless postponement. I am patient, yes. I am merciful, yes. But my mercy is not permission to stay frozen. My patience is not approval of your delay. So do not romanticize waiting when what I asked of you was action. Do not call it discernment when it is really avoidance. Be honest. Let truth be clean. Let my light reach the places where you have kept saying someday. Then choose today. Right now, I want you to respond differently. Stop standing at the doorway and pretending indecision is wisdom. Step closer. Put your hand on what I have placed before you. Ask me plainly, Lord, what are you asking of me in this season? Then listen. Stay long enough to hear. When I make it clear, do not pull back. Move. Enter the open door. Speak the word you need to speak. Close the door you need to close. Release what I am asking you to release. Receive what I am offering you while it is still warm with grace. This is not the moment to drift. This is the moment to act. Trust me with timing. Trust me with the next step. And do not let another season pass while you stand outside what I opened for you. My child, I have heard you more clearly than you realize. I have heard the prayers you spoke out loud, and I have heard the ones that never fully made it past your lips. I have listened to the quiet questions you carried into the night, the ones you whispered when you were tired, disappointed, uncertain, or afraid to hope again. I know how many times you have asked me to show you something, to confirm something, to make it plain, to give you a sign that you were not imagining my presence, my direction, or my concern. And now I need you to stop and recognize what is happening. This moment is not disconnected from those prayers. This message is not some random emotional interruption. This is part of the answer you asked for. You wanted clarity, and I am speaking. You wanted confirmation, and I am leaning close. You wanted to know if I still see you, and here I am meeting you in the exact place where your soul has been unsettled. Do not overlook this because it did not arrive in the dramatic form you expected. You were waiting for lightning, for a sudden external sign, for something undeniable and loud. But I often answer more personally than that. I answer by reaching your heart directly. I answer by placing truth in front of you at the exact moment you are ready to hear it. I answer by interrupting you with what your spirit cannot easily ignore. I know part of you still wants to question whether this is really me. That hesitation is understandable, but do not let it rob you of what I am doing right now. Ask yourself honestly why your heart keeps pausing here. Ask yourself why these words feel heavier than ordinary words. Ask yourself why something inside you keeps saying, "Stay with this. Do not brush this aside." That inner pull matters. That is not empty emotion. That is recognition. Your spirit knows when I am near. Your heart knows when I am touching something real. You have spent so much time looking for signs outside of you that sometimes you forget I can confirm things from within you too. I can bring stillness where there was noise. I can bring conviction where there was confusion. I can bring a holy discomfort that does not leave you alone until you face what I am revealing. That is still a sign. That is still me. So stop demanding that my answer look exactly the way you imagined. Open your eyes wider. Let this count. Let this moment matter. Do not insult the answer by dismissing it because it came wrapped in intimacy instead of spectacle. Now receive this with humility and courage. Stop asking for another sign while ignoring the one in front of you. Take this moment seriously. Sit with it. Pray into it. Let your heart respond instead of just analyze. If I am showing you something, then stop resisting and say yes. If I am confirming what you already suspected, then stop pretending you still need more proof. Come nearer. Accept the answer. Let this be the turning point where your prayers are no longer abstract requests floating in the air, but living conversations that require response. I am not teasing you with glimpses. I am guiding you. I am not playing with your emotions. I am answering you. So receive this. Honor it. Move with it. And let this be the moment where you stop asking whether I still speak, because you finally recognize that I already have. My child, I want you to look at your life with sharper eyes now, because not everything that has weakened you came dressed as something obviously dark. Some of what has delayed you did not arrive as rebellion, collapse, or visible disaster. It came quietly. It came politely. It came in forms that looked harmless enough to keep around. It came as noise. It came as busyness. It came as endless scrolling, emotional exhaustion, half-finished prayers, mental clutter, and the kind of constant stimulation that keeps your spirit too crowded to hear me clearly. That is why I need you to understand this. The enemy has not always tried to destroy you in obvious ways. Sometimes he has only needed to distract you. If he can keep you scattered, he can keep you slow. If he can keep you consuming everything, he can keep you discerning nothing. If he can keep you full of motion, he can still keep you empty of direction. You have been looking for danger in dramatic places, while something far more subtle has been quietly stealing your focus, your sensitivity, and your strength. So stop underestimating distraction. Stop treating it like a minor inconvenience. It has been acting like fog over your path, and fog does not need to be violent to make you lose your way. You know exactly what I mean because you have felt it. You have had moments where you wanted to pray, but your mind felt crowded before you even began. You have tried to sit with me, but your attention was already pulled in 10 directions. You have sensed me asking for stillness, yet the silence felt uncomfortable, so you reached for something else. I am not condemning you for being tired or human. I am revealing the pattern because I want to free you from it. The world around you is loud on purpose. It keeps flashing, pulling, calling, promising relief while quietly draining your clarity. It offers instant comfort and leaves lasting emptiness. It gives you just enough stimulation to avoid reflection and just enough noise to postpone obedience. That is not harmless. That is how many hearts drift without even realizing they are drifting. So come back to yourself. Come back to me. Put down what keeps numbing you. Step away from what keeps stealing your attention. Shut the door on the voices that keep your soul unsettled. You do not need more input right now. You need intimacy. You do not need another distraction disguised as relief. You need the kind of stillness where truth can finally rise to the surface. So I am asking you to do something practical and holy. Make room. Clear space. Turn down the noise. Put away what keeps interrupting your spirit. Sit with me even if it feels unfamiliar at first. Stay in the quiet long enough for your inner world to settle. Let the fog lift. Let my voice become clearer than the noise you have normalized. Guard your attention like something precious, because it is. Your focus is not a small thing. Your attention helps you do everything. Your direction shapes your life. So do not hand it away so casually anymore. Return to simplicity. Return to stillness. Return to me. And let this be the moment where distraction stops being the silent thief of your peace, because you finally chose to protect the place where my voice meets your heart. My child, as you turn away from distraction and return to stillness with me, I am also calling you into purpose that extends beyond yourself. What you make room for in your life, you must also help make room for in the lives of others who are still lost in the noise. This message you have received is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to flow like a river, reaching dry and weary hearts. I am saying to you now, freely you have received, now freely give, and in your giving, I will establish something eternal. When you support through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are clearing space for my voice to echo further than you can see. Your seed becomes light in someone else's darkness, clarity in someone else's confusion. Do not delay this prompting, for it is not SLUCHAIKAKI, it is calling. Act now, and let your giving become part of the stillness that brings others back to me. My child, I need you to stop interpreting every rising pressure as proof that you are losing. I know the weight has felt heavier lately. I know the resistance has seemed more intense, the inner battles sharper, the distractions stronger, the weariness deeper, and the temptation to pull back more persuasive than it was before. But I want you to hear me with fresh understanding. Sometimes the reason the resistance increases is not because you are far from breakthrough, but because you are close to it. The pressure you feel is not always a sign of defeat. Sometimes it is the friction of transition. Sometimes it is what happens when old patterns realize they are about to lose their hold on you. Sometimes it is what happens when the door ahead of you is real enough that everything behind you starts pulling harder. Do not misread the moment. Do not assume that because the battle feels stronger, you are moving in the wrong direction. A storm often grows louder right before it breaks. The night can feel longest just before the first edge of dawn begins to show. That does not mean you romanticize suffering or chase struggle, but it does mean you stop panicking every time the path becomes intense. Come closer and let me steady your interpretation. What if the reason you feel this much tension is because something in your life is actually shifting? You have been standing in places where the old no longer fits, but the new is not fully unfolded yet. That in-between space can feel disorienting. It can make you question everything. It can make you wonder if you imagined the promise, if you misunderstood the sign, if you moved too soon, or if you should just go back to what was familiar. But listen to me. Do not retreat now. Do not go back just because the threshold feels uncomfortable. Do not abandon what I have been building in you simply because the final stretch feels heavier than you expected. The enemy often fights hardest near the place of release because he knows what happens when you finally cross over. He knows what breaks when you stop agreeing with fear. He knows what opens when you choose obedience over hesitation. He knows what begins when you stop interpreting resistance as rejection and start seeing it as evidence that the ground beneath you is changing. So stand your ground. Stay awake. Refuse to let temporary pressure write eternal truth. You are not crazy for feeling the tension. You are not weak because you feel tired. You are not failing because the fight got louder. Bring me your exhaustion, but do not surrender your position. Right now, I want you to adjust your posture. Lift your eyes. Breathe deeper. Stop measuring the future by the weight of this moment. Ask me for fresh strength instead of assuming the resistance means you should quit. Hold steady. Stay near me. Keep moving, even if the step is small. Pray when you do not feel eloquent. Obey when you do not feel dramatic certainty. Refuse to let the rising pressure become permission to stop. Let it become proof that something is being challenged, shaken, and displaced. You are nearer than you think. So do not step back from the edge of what I have been preparing. Stay with me here. Cross with me now. And let this be the moment where you stop calling resistance the end, because in my hands, it may simply be the sign that your breakthrough is finally within reach. My child, I know there have been moments when you looked at your life and quietly wondered why certain things still have not opened. You have asked why the peace has felt delayed, why the breakthrough has seemed just out of reach, why the answer you longed for has not fully arrived in the way you expected. And because pain can distort perspective, part of you has been tempted to believe I was withholding from you, standing at a distance, watching you struggle while keeping good things just beyond your grasp. But I need you to hear me clearly now. I have not been withholding from you to hurt you. I have not been delaying because I wanted to frustrate you. I have not held back because I enjoy your waiting. I have been waiting for your full yes. There is a difference, and that difference matters. Some things in your life were not blocked by my unwillingness. They were standing at the edge of your surrender, waiting for the part of you that kept hesitating to finally come all the way in. I do not say this to burden you with guilt. I say it because truth opens doors that confusion keeps shut. You have asked me for movement, but there have been places where your heart remained half-guarded, half-open, still holding a backup plan, still keeping one hand on control while asking me to lead with the other. I know why you held back. I know the history behind your caution. I know you have been disappointed before. I know trust has cost you something. I know you have obeyed in the past and still walked through seasons that confused you. So when I asked for deeper surrender, part of you wanted guarantees first. You wanted to know how it would end before you step in fully. You wanted reassurance that if you released control, you would not be left exposed. But my child, that is not how living faith grows. Faith is not built by keeping one foot on the shore while asking me to teach you how to walk on water. At some point, you have to come all the way in. At some point, you have to stop offering partial trust and calling it surrender. That is why I have waited. Not because I wanted to deny you, but because I love you too much to place certain things into hands that are still clenched. Some blessings can only be carried by a yielded heart. Some peace only settles where control has finally been released. Some doors open fully when you stop negotiating and start trusting. So do not accuse my love of absence when what I have been waiting for is your complete response. Now I am inviting you to do what you have postponed. Open your hands. Stop bracing. Stop protecting the parts of you that I am asking to heal. Bring me the whole yes. Not the careful version, not the delayed version, not the version that only obeys if the path is fully visible. Give me the real yes. Give me the trembling yes. Give me the costly yes. Step closer. Release your backup plans. Surrender the timeline you keep clutching. Let me have the part of your heart that still says, I will trust you, but only this far. Come farther. Trust deeper. Let this be the moment where you stop calling my patience a refusal and start recognizing it as love waiting for your full surrender. I am ready. I have been ready. And now let your yes meet my promise. My child, I need you to see something that has been quietly forming in your life, because what feels small in the moment can become powerful over time. Every time you have said later to something I made clear, it may have felt temporary, harmless, even understandable. You told yourself you were just waiting for a better moment, a calmer week, a stronger mindset, a clearer emotional state. You told yourself you were not refusing me, only postponing. But over time, what you called later stopped being a moment and started becoming a pattern. And patterns, if you leave them untouched, begin to shape the future you will live inside. That is why I need your attention here. Delay is not only about one missed moment. Delay can become a habit of the heart. It can train you to hesitate where you should move, to overthink where you should trust, to stall where you should surrender. Little by little, later becomes your reflex. It becomes the language of a soul that keeps standing outside the life I am inviting you into. I do not say this to shame you. I say it because I want to interrupt the pattern before it writes another chapter of your life. A habit may start quietly, but it can build walls around you if you keep feeding it. And I do not want you living inside walls that were built one postponement at a time. You have already felt what this habit has done. He has made simple obedience feel heavier than it needs to be. It has turned small decisions into exhausting inner battles. It has taught your mind to circle what your spirit already knows. It has made your peace feel fragile because unresolved truth keeps pressing from beneath the surface. This is why some of your weariness has not come from how much you have done, but from how long you have delayed what you knew needed to be done. Carrying unfinished obedience drains you in ways busyness never fully explains. And if you are honest, you know this. You know how many times you felt the nudge and pushed it aside. You know how many inner moments ended with "not today." But hear me now with love and firmness. If you keep repeating "later," you will eventually live inside the fruit of that choice. Habits do not stay hidden forever. They become atmosphere. They shape character. They influence direction. That is why I am calling you to confront this now. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels easier. Now. Let the pattern break while you still have the clarity to break it. So make a new decision with me in this moment. Refuse the old reflex. When I make something clear, answer sooner. When I nudge you, stop bargaining. When truth rises, do not push it aside and call it wisdom. Practice immediate surrender. Practice honest response. Practice movement, even if the step feels small. You do not have to solve your whole future today, but you do need to stop training your soul to postpone what matters. Replace later with willingness. Replace hesitation with trust. Replace delay with a real response. Start now. Choose one thing I have already shown you and act on it. Make the call. Say the prayer. End the compromise. Begin the change. Let this be the moment where the habit that has been shaping your future loses its power, because you finally decided that your next chapter will not be built on postponement, but on obedience. My child, I want you to hear this with fresh hope, because I know how easy it has been for you to assume that what has been stuck will always stay stuck. When something has remained unchanged for a long time, your heart begins to adjust to it. You learn to live around the pain. You learn to manage the disappointment. You learn to carry the heaviness so long that it starts to feel normal, and that is where danger hides. You begin to believe that delay is your permanent address. But I am telling you now, what hath been delayed is not necessarily dead. What hath been silent is not necessarily finished. What has been locked for years can still open in a moment when you finally respond with full obedience. Do not underestimate what I can do when you stop resisting and start moving with me. A single act of surrender can unlock what years of striving could not touch. One honest yes can do more than 100 anxious attempts to control the outcome. I have seen you working, waiting, wrestling, and wondering if anything will ever change. I know the places that feel frozen. I know the prayer that has grown tired in your mouth. I know the dream you stopped mentioning because disappointment made silence feel safer than hope. But come closer now and let me remind you who I am. I am not slowed down by the length of your waiting. I am not intimidated by the complexity of what hath been tangled. I can move swiftly in the very places where you have grown used to delay. What I need from you is not frantic effort. I do not need more panic from you. I do not need more overthinking. I do not need more striving disguised as faith. I need your response. I need your willingness. I need the kind of surrender that stops arguing with what I already showed you. The breakthrough you crave is often not waiting on a louder prayer. It is waiting on a truer one. It is waiting on the moment when you stop asking me to bless what you are still unwilling to release. It is waiting on a moment when your obedience becomes practical. Some things in your life have remained stuck because you kept trying to move forward while holding on to what I asked you to put down. You have wanted restoration while protecting compromise. You have wanted peace while feeding distraction. You have wanted clarity while delaying the step that would clear the fog. That is why I am speaking so plainly now. Do not make this complicated. Let it become simple. Bring me your yes. Bring me the step. Bring me the decision. Bring me the thing you know you need to do. I can move quickly when you stop blocking what my grace is trying to carry into your life. So act now, my child. Do not wait for the perfect mood. Do not wait for a dramatic sign. Do not wait until you feel fully ready. Move while your heart is open. Pray while the invitation is near. Obey while the door is still warm with grace. Make the call. End the compromise. Return to the secret place. Lay down the weight. Forgive the person. Close the door. Step into the one I am opening. Let your response become real. Let your faith become visible. Let this be the moment where the years of feeling stuck begin to crack under the pressure of your obedience. I am ready to move faster than you think, but I will not force your step. So take it. Come with me, and watch how quickly I can breathe life into places you had almost given up on. My child, as I have told you that I can move quickly in what has felt stuck, know that this same acceleration flows through every act of obedience, including your giving. What you release now can unlock doors not only in your life, but in the lives of many who are waiting for my word to reach them. I declare over you, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy, and your seed will not return empty. This is a moment where heaven responds swiftly, where a single yes carries power beyond what you understand. When you step forward through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are stepping into partnership with my movement. I will multiply what you place in my hands, like loaves and fish that fed thousands. Do not hold back what I am asking for, because this is tied to breakthrough. So act now, and watch how quickly I move through your obedience. My child, I need to speak to you with loving firmness here, because you have spent too long trying to make peace with what I have already made clear. You have been negotiating with truth. You have been sitting at the table with the very thing I asked you to walk away from, hoping that somehow you could soften the edges, rename it, manage it, or keep just enough of it to avoid the discomfort of full surrender. But listen to me now. Stop negotiating. Stop trying to rewrite what I already spoke. Stop turning clear conviction into endless inner debate. You already know where I have been speaking. You know the relationship that is draining what is holy in you. You know the habit that keeps pulling your heart downward. You know the compromise that keeps asking for just one more day. You know the thought pattern that keeps rehearsing fear until it sounds like wisdom. You know the place where I asked for obedience and you offered delay instead. I am not speaking vaguely to you. I am speaking to the exact area you keep trying to keep alive while asking me to bless your future. My child, you cannot carry chains and call it caution. You cannot keep touching the fire and ask why peace keeps slipping through your hands. You cannot keep inviting confusion to stay and then wonder why clarity feels far away. This is the moment to be honest. I know why you have been negotiating. Full surrender feels costly when something has become familiar. Even what hurts you can feel hard to release if it hath been close to you for a long time. That is how compromise works. It becomes familiar enough that it starts pretending to be necessary. It whispers that you can keep it and still move forward, that you can delay a little longer and still stay spiritually healthy, that you can keep one hidden corner untouched and still expect full peace. But I am calling that lie out now because I love you. What I ask you to release is not greater than what I am trying to give you. What I ask you to leave behind is not more precious than the freedom waiting ahead. The reason my voice has been persistent is because I know what is on the other side of your obedience. I know how much lighter your spirit will feel when you stop making room for what keeps wounding you. I know how much clearer your mind will become when you stop feeding what I told you to starve. I know how much stronger your walk will feel when your inner world is no longer divided. So do not keep calling this a gray area when your spirit already knows it is not. Let truth be clean. Let obedience be direct. Let this moment be honest. Now I want you to act. not just agree. Do not merely nod at this and move on. Ayov. Step away. Delete it. End it. Confess it. Renounce it. Bring it into the light. Tell me the truth without dressing it up. Give me the exact thing you keep trying to preserve. Lay it down completely. Do not leave yourself a back door. Do not keep a hidden corner for later. Shut the door fully. Choose freedom on purpose. Choose obedience in a real, visible way. I am not asking you to do this alone. I am asking you to do it with me. Come close. Let me strengthen your will. Let me steady your heart. Let me carry the weight of the decision. But make the decision. Stop negotiating with what I already told you, and let this be the moment where your future begins to breathe because your compromise finally ends. My child, I know how deeply you want peace. I know you have been craving rest in your mind, quiet in your heart, and relief from the constant pressure that seems to follow you even into moments that should feel calm. You have tried to create peace in so many ways. You have tried to think your way into it, distract your way into it, organize your way into it, even pray for it while still holding on to the very thing that keeps disturbing it. And I need you to hear me clearly now, because this is where many of your questions begin to make sense. Your peace is not missing because I forgot you. Your peace is waiting on the other side of obedience. There are places where you keep asking me to soothe what I have already told you to surrender. You keep asking for stillness while continuing to entertain what stirs confusion. You keep asking for rest while protecting what keeps your spirit divided. My child, peace is not always something I pour over chaos while you continue feeding the source of it. Sometimes peace comes when you finally let go. Sometimes peace arrives when the argument inside you ends because your obedience becomes complete. A room cannot feel settled while the window is left open in the middle of the storm. You have been asking why the wind still keeps coming in, while I have been gently pointing to the open place. I do not say this to make peace sound distant or difficult. I say it because I want you to stop searching for it in the wrong places. Your heart knows when it is carrying unresolved truth. Your spirit knows when there is something I have asked of you that you keep postponing. That inner unrest is not proof that I have abandoned you. It is often proof that I love you enough not to let false peace settle over unfinished obedience. I will comfort you in your struggle, yes. I will hold you in your weakness, yes. But I will not help you feel fully settled inside what I am calling you out of. That would not be love. That would be permission to remain divided. And I want more for you than that. I want the kind of peace that reaches deeper than temporary relief. I want the kind of peace that can sit with you in the dark and still remain steady. I want the kind of peace that comes when your inner world is no longer fighting what your spirit already knows is true. That is why I keep drawing you toward obedience. Not because I am trying to take something from you, but because I am leading you toward the very thing you keep begging me to restore. So do not keep standing at the edge of surrender asking why peace feels far away. Step through. Obey. Release what I told you to release. Return where I told you to return. Make the decision you have been delaying. Close the door that keeps letting the storm in. Stop protecting the unrest and then asking me to calm it. Bring me the thing that has kept your heart unsettled. Put it fully in my hands. Do it now, while your spirit is awake enough to recognize what I am showing you. Then stay with me. Let me settle you. Let me breathe over the places that have felt tight and tense. Let me show you what it feels like when your soul is no longer resisting its own healing. Your peace is not gone. It is waiting. So come through the doorway of obedience and let the calm you have longed for finally meet you there. My child, before you take another step, I want you to rest your heart here for a moment and hear me gently, because I know how tired you are. I know there is a kind of exhaustion in you that goes deeper than sleep can fix. I know you have been carrying emotional weight, spiritual pressure, private disappointments, and questions that do not leave quickly. I know how hard it has been to keep showing up when part of you feels worn thin. I have seen the way you have tried to stay steady while something inside you has been quietly aching. I have watched you keep going in front of others while your inner world felt fragile. I have seen the nights when you wanted answers and got silence, the mornings when you had to gather yourself just to make it through what was waiting for you. And I want you to stop confusing your exhaustion with my absence. Tired is not the same as abandoned. Your weariness is real, but it is not proof that I left. Your heaviness is real, but it is not evidence that I stopped caring. Sometimes you are simply carrying too much for too long, and because the road has been hard, your heart begins to wonder if I am still near. I am. I have been nearer than you know. I have been with you in every breath you took when you thought you had nothing left. I have been under you in the moments you felt like collapsing. I have been the quiet strength that kept you from falling apart when no one else knew how close you were. I do not need you to pretend strength with me. I do not need polished faith from you. I do not need you to come to me sounding brave when what you really feel is tired, disappointed, and stretched thin. Bring me the truth. Bring me your worn-out heart. Bring me the version of you that is struggling to keep hope from slipping. I am not offended by your weakness. I am not frustrated by your fatigue. I am a father, and I know the difference between rebellion and exhaustion. I know when your spirit is fighting to stay soft while your body and mind feel overworked. That is why I am not only calling you to obedience, I am also calling you to come closer. Do not turn your tiredness into distance. Do not withdraw from me because you feel like you should be stronger by now. Come near precisely because you are tired. Sit with me. Let your soul unclench. Let your breathing slow. Let my presence meet you where your words run out. I am not asking you to produce energy you do not have. I am asking you to stop carrying this alone. So pause here with me. Stop pushing for a moment. Stop proving for a moment. Stop acting as if your value depends on how well you hold everything together. Let me hold you. Let me strengthen what has been strained. Let me remind you that you are not behind because you are weary. You are not forgotten because you feel weak. You are not lost because you are tired. Open your heart. Lean into my presence. Receive comfort without shame. Receive rest without guilt. Then when it is time to move again, move with me instead of merely pushing yourself forward. I am still here. I am still guiding you. I am still carrying what you cannot. So do not call yourself abandoned when you are simply exhausted. Come closer, and let my nearness become the proof your tired heart has been needing. My child, I need you to feel the weight of this moment without letting fear take over your heart. The pressure you have been sensing is real. The urgency is not imagined. The stirring inside you is not some passing emotion that will disappear without consequence. Time is moving. Seasons are shifting. The window I have been holding open in front of you is not meant to stay untouched forever. But hear me carefully, because this matters deeply. Even now, with all the urgency I have been speaking to you, I am still giving you grace. You are not standing in front of a slammed door. You are not hearing me from the outside of mercy. You are not too late in this moment. That is why I am speaking to you now with both seriousness and tenderness. I want you to understand that the clock is ticking, yes, but the invitation is still alive. The doorway is still open. My hand is still extended. My voice is still calling your name. Do not confuse urgency with rejection. Do not mistake my serious tone for the end of my patience. This is not the sound of a father who has walked away. This is the sound of a father who is still making room for you while the opportunity remains. That should move your heart, not into panic, but into action. It should wake you, not crush you. It should make you realize that mercy is still standing in front of you, asking for your response before the moment passes. You have lived through enough pain to know that not every chance lasts. You have seen what happens when people wait too long to say what mattered, to repair what was breaking, to return where they belonged, to face what needed facing. That is why I am not allowing you to stay casual here. I am not letting you turn this into another message you agree with and then forget by tomorrow. Feel the contrast, my child. There is still grace, but there is also a deadline hidden inside every season. There is still tenderness, but there is also timing. There is still mercy, but there is also movement required from you. That is what makes this moment holy. You are not being threatened by darkness. You are being invited by light while the light is still shining on the path. So do not wait until the clarity fades. Do not wait until your heart grows numb again. Do not wait until distraction steals what conviction is trying to do in you. Take this seriously because I am being kind enough to make it clear before the window narrows any further. My grace is not merely comfort right now. My grace is opportunity. My grace is access. My grace is me standing in front of you saying, "Come now," while you still can. So respond while grace is near. Stop hesitating. Stop analyzing what your spirit already recognizes. Step through the opening while it is still open. Pray now. Surrender now. Return now. Lay it down now. If there is something I have shown you, do not carry it into another day unchanged. Let this be the moment where you honor my mercy by moving with it. Let this be the moment where you stop delaying because you assume there will always be another chance. Come close. Reach for my hand. Accept the grace that is still available, and let it become action instead of just emotion. I am still giving you time, but I am asking you not to waste it. Receive the grace, then move with me. My child, you feel the urgency of this moment, and I tell you again, this is not pressure without purpose. This is grace inviting you into action. Even now, as time moves forward, I am giving you an opportunity to sow into something that carries eternal weight. I speak to you as I have always spoken. Honor me with your substance, and I will fill your storehouses, and my promise still stands. When you choose to give through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not losing. You are planting in fertile ground that heaven watches over. This is a divine appointment, not a random decision, and your response matters more than you realize. I will guard what concerns you, and I will cause favor to meet you in unexpected ways. Do not hesitate while grace is still calling your name. Move now, my child, and let your giving become part of this sacred moment. My child, one of the quietest ways you have kept yourself delayed is by telling yourself that you need to be more ready before you fully respond to me. You have wanted more certainty, more emotional stability, more clarity, more confidence, more spiritual strength, more proof that you can do this well before you actually begin. And because you have believed that readiness must come first, you have kept postponing the very steps that would have built the strength you thought you needed. So listen to me closely now, because this will free you if you let it. I am not asking for perfection before you move. I am asking for trust while you move. I am not waiting for you to become fearless before you obey. I am asking you to obey with me while fear is still trying to talk. I am not demanding polished faith, flawless discipline, or a heart that never trembles. I'm asking for willingness. I'm asking for honesty. I am asking for the kind of trust that says, Lord, I do not have every answer, but I will still take the step you placed in front of me. That is living faith. It is not clean and dramatic the way you sometimes imagine. Often it is quiet. Often it is trembling. Often it is simply the decision to keep walking with me while your emotions are still catching up. I know why perfection has felt safer to you. If you can become fully ready first, then maybe you can avoid failure. Maybe you can avoid vulnerability. Maybe you can avoid the discomfort of learning in public, stumbling in private, or facing the truth that growth is rarely neat. But my child, perfection is often just fear wearing a respectable face. It looks spiritual because it sounds careful. It sounds mature because it speaks the language of wisdom. Yet underneath it, many times, it is simply avoidance. It is the desire to feel in control before surrendering control. That is why I need you to stop waiting for the perfect internal conditions to do what I have already made clear. If I have spoken, then move. If I have shown you the next step, then take it. You do not need to see the entire road to trust me with the next stone beneath your foot. I have never asked you to master tomorrow before you walk today. I have asked you to stay close enough that I can guide you as you go. That is how I build strength in you. Not by asking you to arrive fully formed, but by forming you while you follow. So release the excuse of not being ready enough. Stop measuring your worth by how polished your faith looks. Stop waiting for your emotions to become perfect before your obedience becomes real. Come as you are. Step as you are. Trust as you are. Bring me the trembling hand, and let me steady it. Bring me the uncertain heart, and let me strengthen it. Start where you are standing. Pray even if the words feel simple. Obey even if the confidence feels incomplete. Choose the next step even if the rest of the path is hidden. Let this be the moment where you stop worshiping readiness and start practicing trust. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to come with me. To come now. Move now. Trust me while you move, and watch how I shape you on the journey. My child, I need you to understand the true weight of what is happening right now, because if you treat this as a temporary emotional moment, you will miss the deeper truth I am placing in front of you. The decision you make after hearing me now is not just about how you feel for the next few minutes. It is not only about whether this moment comforts you, challenges you, or gives you a brief sense of conviction before life gets busy again. What you choose after this will shape far more than today. It will shape what kind of heart you carry into tomorrow. It will shape whether your spirit grows more responsive or more numb. It will shape the direction of your habits, the tone of your inner life, the strength of your discernment, and the condition of your peace. Small moments often carry hidden weight, and this is one of them. A single choice can become a seed, and a seed, once planted, does not stay small. It grows roots. It begins to influence what rises in your life later. That is why I am asking you not to rush past this. Do not reduce this to inspiration. Do not let it become another feeling that fades by evening. This moment has more substance than that. It carries consequence. It carries direction. It carries the possibility of a turning point if you will let it become one. You have already seen how repeated small decisions shape parts of your life before. You know how a quiet compromise became a pattern. You know how one postponed step became a habit of delay. You know how one distraction opened the door to many more. In the same way, one act of surrender can begin to change the atmosphere of your future. One honest response can restore sensitivity where numbness had started to settle. One decision to obey can begin untangling what has felt complicated for longer than you wanted to admit. This is why I keep speaking with such care and such urgency. I am not trying to make this dramatic for the sake of intensity. I am revealing reality. You are always becoming someone through the choices you make, especially in moments where truth has been made clear. If you keep walking past conviction, you train your heart to grow harder. If you keep answering me with trust, you train your spirit to grow stronger. That is the contrast I need you to see. The path ahead is not shaped only by major life events. It is also shaped by how you respond when I speak in moments like this. So do not underestimate what your next choice is capable of building, or what it can quietly damage if you keep delaying. Right now, I want you to choose with intention. Do not drift into your next hour. Do not scroll away unchanged. Pause and decide who you will be after this. Decide whether your heart will stay open or close again. Decide whether you will treat my voice as something sacred or something optional. Let this become concrete. Pray. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Make the call. Take the step. Turn from what has been pulling you backward. Move toward what I have been placing before you. Let your response carry weight because this moment carries weight. I am not asking you to carry the whole future today, but I am asking you to honor the power of this choice. Let this be the day where your next chapter begins because you finally understood that what you do after hearing me matters more than you first realized. My child, I know there is a place inside you that you have not wanted to fully face. It may be a wound you buried, a habit you keep hiding, a conversation you dread, a grief you keep outrunning, a sin you keep softening, or a fear you have allowed to sit quietly in the corner of your heart for so long that it has started to feel permanent. I know exactly where it is. I know how you have walked around it, worked around it, distracted yourself around it, and even prayed around it without fully bringing it into my hands. But listen to me now, because this is where the tenderness of my heart becomes very personal. If you come to me now, I will meet you in the very place you have been avoiding. I will not meet you there with disgust. I will not meet you there with coldness. I will not meet you there to humiliate you. I will meet you there with truth, yes, but also with mercy. I will meet you there with the kind of love that is strong enough to expose what is hurting you and gentle enough to heal what is underneath it. You do not need to clean that place before bringing it to me. You do not need to fix it before I touch it. You do not need to make yourself worthy before you let me in. I already know what is there. The only thing I am asking from you is honesty. Stop circling it. Stop decorating it. Stop postponing the meeting. Bring me to the exact place you keep avoiding. I know avoidance has felt safer. Sometimes it feels easier to manage the surface than to face the source. It can seem easier to keep functioning than to let yourself become vulnerable enough for real healing. But my child, the place you avoid is often the place that quietly rules more of your life than you realize. Hidden pain shapes visible patterns. Unfaced fear influences real decisions. Unhealed wounds leak into relationships, choices, reactions, and even the way you hear my voice. That is why I keep drawing you there, not to punish you but to free you. I am not obsessed with exposing your weakness. I am committed to restoring your wholeness. If I bring you to that place, it is because I intend to meet you there with healing. If I touch that buried place, it is because I refuse to let hidden things keep draining the life out of you while you call it normal. So do not be afraid of what rises when you get honest with me. Do not run the moment conviction gets close. Stay there. Let the tears come if they need to. Let the truth surface. Let the ache speak. I am not backing away from you when you become real. I'm moving closer. So come now. Bring me the exact thing. Name it. Say it plainly. Open the door you have kept shut. Stop performing. Stop pretending. Stop telling yourself that you will deal with it when you feel stronger. Bring it to me while you feel weak if that is where you are. Come into my presence with the real story, not the edited version. Let me into the room you keep locked. Let me touch the memory, the fear, the shame, the hatred, the grief, the concubine, the sorrow. I am here for that place too. And if you will come to me now, truly come, I will meet you there and begin what you could never complete on your own. Let this be the moment where you stop avoiding the place that needs me most, because I am already waiting for you there. My child, you have heard my heart through every word, and now I need you to understand what I am placing in your hands as this moment reaches its edge. The clock is ticking, yes. Time is moving. The season you are standing in is not standing still just because you are unsure. The door in front of you is real, but so is the passing of the moment. I have spoken to you with urgency because I love you. I have called you closer because I do not want you to miss what could begin right here. But hear me now with all the tenderness of my heart. This is still your moment. You are not being left outside. You are not being pushed away. You are not hearing these words after the chance has passed. You are hearing them while the invitation is still alive. That is why this closing moment matters so much. I am not asking you to admire truth. I am asking you to answer it. I am not asking you to feel something and then return unchanged. I am asking you to act. Come now. Move now. Respond now. Do not wait for another day to do what I am placing in front of you today. This is not the time to delay, soften, or reinterpret what I have made clear. This is the time to step. This is the time to surrender. This is the time to let your next chapter begin because you finally chose to stop standing at the edge. I know the step may still feel costly. I know part of you still feels the pull of fear, uncertainty, or old habits that want to keep you where you have been. But do not let what is familiar keep you from what is holy. Do not let what is comfortable keep you from what is healing. Do not let one more moment of hesitation steal what I have been patiently preparing. You do not need to carry yourself into this future by your own strength. That is what I need you to remember as you respond. If you act now, I will carry you forward. If you open your hand, I will meet you there. If you surrender what has been weighing you down, I will strengthen what remains. If you take the step, I will walk with you in it. I am not sending you alone into some uncertain road while watching from a distance. I am going with you. I am before you in the path, beside you in the pressure, and within you in the process. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. This is the moment. Stop asking if you can do it alone. You were never meant to. Let my presence become your courage. Let my nearness become your confirmation. Let my voice be louder than the fear that has tried to keep you frozen. So answer me now, my child. Pray. Kneel if you need to. Speak to me plainly. Give me your yes without holding anything back. Lay down what I told you to lay down. Return where I told you to return. Close what I told you to close. Walk toward what I have been opening in front of you. Make this real before the emotion fades and distraction returns. Mark this moment with action. Mark it with surrender. Mark it with obedience. And as you do, do not be afraid of what comes next. I will not fail you there. I will carry you where you cannot yet carry yourself. I will steady you when your steps still feel unsure. I will keep shaping you as you move. The clock is ticking, but grace is still here, and my hand is still extended. So take it now. Come with me now. And let this be the moment you remember for the rest of your life. The moment you finally acted in time, and I carried you into everything I had been trying to give you. My child, you have reached this moment, and as you take my hand and step forward, I am calling you to seal this response with action that echoes beyond your own life. What you give now becomes a flame that carries my word into hearts that are still waiting for their moment of awakening. I remind you, cast your bread upon the waters, and it will return to you, multiplied in ways you cannot predict. When you support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are walking with me and reaching souls across the earth. I will carry you, yes, but I will also cause what you release to carry others into truth. This is how my kingdom moves, through willing hearts and open hands. Do not let this moment fade into memory without marking it with obedience. Give now, step fully into alignment, and watch how I carry both you and your seed into something eternal. Before you leave, do not let this moment pass in silence. If this message was for you, then seal it with your faith and comment, "I will act in time, Lord. I say yes." Let that be your declaration before heaven and your turning point before your next season begins. Do not scroll away unchanged. Write it now, and let this be the moment you stop delaying what God has already placed in your hands. And once you have made that declaration, remain with me for just a little longer. A willing heart is the first step, but hearing my voice is what gives that willingness direction. You have said yes, now let me fill that yes with my peace, my wisdom, and my timing. Set aside the rush, the distractions, and the pressure to figure everything out on your own. This moment is not about striving to make something happen. It is about resting long enough to recognize that I have been with you all along. Before you take your next step, I want your heart to become still, because there is something I need you to remember that will change the way you see this very day. My child, pause now. Stop whatever you are doing, and just listen to me. Breathe in my presence. Feel the air filling your lungs right at this very moment. That breath is not an accident. It is a gift on loan from heaven, given to you for this exact second. I know you feel rushed. I see the heavy weight you carry on your shoulders. I see the fear of the future that keeps you awake at night. I know the intense pressure at your job that drains your energy day after day. I see the unspoken tensions in your family that you try so hard to fix. I know the quiet, painful feeling of being overlooked by the world. You feel that tight knot in your stomach. That isn't from me. Let's undo it together. You are safe in my arms. I have loved you from the start, looking forward to the moment you'd see my guiding light. I picked you on purpose to do something really important. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I hold the vast universe in my hands, yet I am sitting right here with you in this quiet room. Look at the clock on your wall. Listen to its steady rhythm. Egg, egg, egg. To you, that sound often brings a wave of anxiety. You measure your days in human time, counting the passing hours, constantly worrying that you are running out of days and feeling like you are always falling behind. But I want you to see time through my eternal eyes. I do not just give you ordinary, empty time. I offer you a divine opportunity right now. This is the sacred difference between simply watching the hours pass and stepping into the grand purpose I have designed specifically for you. I am acting in your favor, guiding you to the abundant life I've planned for you since the beginning of time. Close your eyes for a moment. Do you hear it? It is my whisper in the silence, calling you forward. I am asking you to wake up to the beautiful reality of right now. Now is the absolute only moment promised to your soul. Yesterday is gone. My love is so strong that it has taken away all your mistakes, and now I want to help you forget those sad memories too. Tomorrow is not yours to control. Yet you so easily fall into the trap of waiting. You tell yourself that you will start living fully tomorrow. You say you will forgive that person tomorrow, that you will finally step into your calling tomorrow, that you will pray and seek my face tomorrow. But the enemy of your soul loves the word tomorrow. It is a dangerous trap designed to keep you frozen in place. Repeated delay hardens your heart and makes you deaf to my voice. Do not wait for a perfect moment that will never arrive. The perfect moment is right now, because I am completely in it with you. I am the creator of all that is seen and unseen. Therefore I offer you my word that I shall always be with you. Every single second that passes is a fresh second. I am inviting you to trust me. The heartbeat of God is echoing through the ticking of the clock in your room. It is not a sound of doom or dread. It is a profound sound of love. It is a steady, constant reminder that I am here, that your life has deep meaning, and that the time to act is finally upon us. I want you to stop your endless striving and start surrendering to my peace. I want you to stop running from the conflict and bravely confront your troubles. Stand up and march without weeping and without complaining. Let go of the trivial distractions that consume your precious hours. I will take off the heavy loads you're carrying. I am calling you to a life of radical, immediate action and unshakable faith. When I speak, I want you to move. When I prompt your heart, I want you to respond today. Time is my incredible gift to you, but what you do with it is your beautiful gift to me. My precious child, the clock is ticking. Will you take my hand and act in time? Just come and talk to me with a thankful and humble heart. Step out of the shadows of your delay and walk directly into the bright light of my purpose for you. Today is your day. Lift your hands, surrender your heart to me, and begin to live again. You are my child, and I have paid for your sins with my own blood. I see you running from morning until night, trying so hard to keep everything together. You wake up tired, and you go to sleep exhausted. You carry the pressure of your job like a heavy stone around your neck, constantly fearing that one mistake will ruin your future. I know exactly how you feel when you look at your bank account and worry if it will be enough. I see the silent tensions in your family that you try to fix with your own strength. But I want to ask you a very important question today. Are you simply being busy, or are you being fruitful? I have given you precious talents, beautiful gifts, and unique abilities. I entrusted these to you not so you could bury them under a pile of daily stress and endless chores. I gave them to you so you could multiply them for my kingdom. Your life is not your own to waste. It was bought with a supreme price. I gave everything for you, and now I am asking you to live completely for me. Look at the way you spend your energy. You invest so much time in things that will fade away. You worry about opinions, about status, about gathering treasures that moth and rust will eventually destroy. I am calling you to build something eternal. I want you to view every single person you meet today as a divine appointment. Speak kindly and don't say things that could hurt others. When you smile at the tired cashier, when you listen to your lonely neighbor, when you forgive the family member who hurt you, you are planting seeds that will grow forever. Do not let your potential stay buried in the dirt of fear. Do not let your voice remain silent because you are afraid of what people might think. I have placed my spirit inside of you, and it is a spirit of immense power. Take a deep breath right now. Feel my strength entering your tired body. I will supply your necessities, enhance the rewards of your labor, bolster your faith, and stabilize your thoughts. Hand over your stressful schedule to me. Stop trying to control the wind and the waves with your bare hands. Let me be the captain of your ship. Step out of the exhausting cycle of busyness and step into the joyful rhythm of my grace. I want you to experience abundance, and success in your endeavors with me by your side. Trust that when you give me your time, I will multiply your peace. Act now. Invest your life in my love, and watch how I turn your simple daily efforts into an eternal masterpiece. I want you to open your eyes and truly look at the world around you. You are living in a crucial season, and I need you to be fully awake. I see how the daily news fills your mind with deep panic and anxiety. You watch the shadows of this crumbling world grow longer, and you wonder how much darker it will get. But I am telling you today, do not be afraid of the shadows. The shadows simply prove that my light is still shining brightly. I want you to learn the vital lesson of the fig tree. Just as you know summer is near when the leaves begin to sprout, I want you to discern the clear signs of the times we are living in. Do not be like the world that sleeps completely through the alarm. The world is numb, distracted by passing pleasures and blinded by temporary fears. But you are part of my beloved bride, and the bride must remain highly vigilant. I am calling you to be like the wise sons of Issachar, who understood the times and knew exactly what they had to do. Look at the modern age through the clear lens of my word, not through the confusing lens of social media or popular opinion. The prophecies spoken thousands of years ago are lining perfectly right in front of your eyes. I do not tell you this to scare you. I tell you this to give you profound peace. Because I know the end from the very beginning, you do not have to worry about the middle. I am the one who decides your future, and I want you to move forward and claim the spiritual blessings I've got for you here on earth. Even when society seems chaotic and loud, I am completely in control. Focus on me, on my promises, and all that I'm ready to give you. Find your quiet shelter in my presence. I am your protector and solid ground even when troubles seem too much. Pay attention to the subtle shifts in the spiritual atmosphere. Do you feel the urgency in your own spirit? That is my gentle nudge. I am asking you to stand firm in your faith while others are compromising. I want you to be a bright, burning lamp in a very dark room. Rest assured, I have always sought the best for you because you deserve it. Do not let the culture pull you into a deep spiritual slumber. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on the horizon, because I am coming back. Find deep, unshakable peace in the absolute truth that I have already won the final victory. Step boldly into today, knowing you are completely secure in my eternal timeline. My beloved child, we need to talk about the heavy chains of delay that are holding you back. I see how easily you say the word later. You tell yourself you will pray later. You will read my word later. You will change your harmful habits later. But later is the great enemy of Lord, I will. Remember the story of the 5 foolish virgins who waited too long to fill their lamps with oil. When the midnight cry finally rang out, they were tragically unprepared. I do not want you to face the darkness with an empty lamp. Every single time you push my gentle voice away, every time you choose delay over obedience, a tiny piece of your heart grows hard. I'm warning you because I love you deeply beyond what you can grasp. Spiritual lethargy is a quiet, deadly weapon used by the enemy to steal your powerful destiny. He does not need to destroy you. He only needs to distract you until your time runs out. But I have given you a vital, urgent mission. You are carrying the Great Commission in a world that is desperate for genuine hope. There are broken people around you right now who urgently need the love you are holding inside. How long will you make them wait? The world is hurting, and I have chosen you to be a channel for healing to reach many people you know. Break the heavy chains of indecision right this second. Stop letting fear tell you that you are not perfectly ready. You will never feel perfectly ready in your own strength. Your strength comes entirely from me. I'm giving you such strength that you shall tread upon serpents and scorpions, deceitful demons, and all hosts of evil, and nothing, and no one shall harm you. I am urging you to act with sudden, immediate obedience. When I put a person on your heart, call them right now. When I ask you to forgive someone, release that bitter burden today. Do not waste another precious hour staring at a closed door. I am opening new paths for you, but you have to actually pick up your feet and walk through them. I will help you offer guidance filled with love to your loved ones. Throw away the excuses that keep you paralyzed. Look deeply into the spiritual mirror I hold before you. Seeing yourself in the spiritual mirror, you would know you would fall to your knees, and thank me. Wise up with fresh courage. Choose right now to be radically obedient, and watch how quickly I move in your life when you simply say yes today. I want to show you exactly where your precious hours are quietly bleeding away. Look closely at your hands. I see how deeply attached you are to the glowing screens of your digital world. I see you mindlessly scrolling for hours, searching for a quick moment of comfort, hoping to numb the silent stress inside your chest. But that endless digital noise is a cruel thief. It steals your focus, it steals your peace, and most tragically, it steals your intimate time with me. You wonder why you feel so drained and empty at the end of the day. It is because you have given your best energy to a virtual reality instead of connecting with your loving Creator. I am calling you to violently reclaim your stolen hours. I want you to forcefully consecrate your daily schedule and turn it into a pure act of worship. Start by giving me the first, fresh moments of your morning. I encourage you to start each day with a prayer asking for my blessing. Before you check your messages, before you read the angry news, come sit in the quiet secret place with me. Let my voice be the very first sound that shapes your thoughts. I will impart upon you the necessary wisdom and offer signs to guide you, ensuring your certainty in the direction to take. I also want you to desperately rediscover the immense power of the Sabbath. You were not created to act like a machine that runs without stopping. You must regularly unplug from the demanding noise and allow my spirit to completely realign your exhausted internal clock. Turn off the bright screens. Go outside and feel the real wind on your face. Look up at the vast sky I painted just for you. I will send you the sun for your mornings, the breeze for your dawn. Invite the Holy Spirit to brutally prioritize your busy to-do list. Let me help you cut away the meaningless tasks that choke your joy. I can beautifully transform your most mundane, boring moments into sacred, holy appointments. When you are washing the dishes, talk to me. When you are driving to work, sing a song of deep gratitude to me. Your prayers are like beautiful songs to me. You have the profound power to turn an ordinary Tuesday into a divine encounter. Take back your schedule today. Hand the heavy pen to me, and let me carefully write the daily rhythm of your life. My child, as you fiercely reclaim your stolen hours, I am asking you to violently invest in the eternal before the clock completely strikes midnight. I am actively calling you to partner with me in this massive, life-saving rescue mission to reach millions of sleeping souls who are desperately wandering in the dark. When you give to support this ministry through a super thanks, a membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are pouring fresh, burning oil directly into the fading lamps of the lost. Give, and it will absolutely be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured heavily into your lap. Your radical, immediate generosity is a brilliant light that fiercely pierces the heavy shadows of this temporary world. I promise to miraculously multiply your precious seed, fiercely protecting your finances and opening massive, unexpected doors of divine favor for your family. The time to aggressively act is exactly right now, for the massive harvest is desperate and the remaining daylight is rapidly fading away. Stand with me, forcefully break the heavy chains of delay, and click the link to sow your critical, urgent seed today. My precious child, do not turn away from me now. It deeply grieves my heart to see you even consider walking back into the suffocating noise that constantly steals your peace. If you silence my voice at this critical moment, you are dropping the very lifeline I am actively throwing to you. Stay right here with me. Keep listening, because the next words I speak hold the exact, miraculous breakthrough you have been desperately weeping for. Listen to the urgent, exciting sound rising in the spiritual atmosphere. It is the distinct call to radical readiness. I am telling you to tightly gird your loins with the absolute truth, because a great journey is directly ahead of you. I do not want you to be caught totally off guard when the sudden midnight cry echoes through the sky. I want your heart to be constantly packed and completely ready to move at a moment's notice. You cannot afford to live with one foot planted in my kingdom and the other foot stuck in the temporary pleasures of this fading world. I am calling you to fiercely adopt a Maranatha mindset. This means you wake up every single morning with the thrilling expectation that today could be the glorious day I return. This is not a frightening thought. It is the most beautiful, liberating truth you can hold. When you truly believe that the King is coming back soon, it completely changes how you treat your family, how you spend your money, and how you endure your current pain. It burns away the petty arguments and the selfish desires. I am asking you to deeply purify your soul, just as I am entirely pure. Clean out the hidden, dark closets of your heart. Let go of all hatred and desire for revenge. I invite you to pray for those who have wronged you. Wash your hands of the secret sins that you think no one sees. I know every part of you, your feelings, thoughts, and deeds. But remember, you do not have to clean yourself up alone. My grace is the powerful, cleansing water you desperately need. My blood has purified you, broken your chains, and set you free from all evil. I want the deep joy of my coming to completely overcome your daily fear. When the world starts shaking and people run around in blind panic, I want you to stand incredibly tall. I want your face to shine with a confident, peaceful smile that confuses the darkness. Your faith-lit face and confident smile enlighten everyone around you. You are not a helpless victim waiting for disaster. You are a victorious, royal child eagerly waiting for your loving Father to come take you home. So be bold. Be strong. Live with a fiery urgency. Keep your lamp full of oil. Keep your eyes on the bright sky. And be radically, beautifully ready for the glorious moment we finally meet face to face. My child, listen carefully to what I am asking of you now. It is one thing to sit quietly and simply believe in the clock on the wall. It is entirely another thing to actually act before the precious time runs out. I see you sitting safely in the comfortable pews of your routine, nodding at the truth, feeling the warmth of my love, and yet remaining entirely still. I do not want you to remain in the same place. Faith that simply stays locked inside your head is like a beautiful, powerful seed left permanently inside a dry packet. It looks nice, but it never grows into anything that can feed a hungry soul. I am commanding you to boldly move out of your comfort zone and step directly into the messy, urgent harvest fields of your everyday life. Look around you right now. The sun is rapidly setting, casting long, dark shadows across the tired faces of the people you see every single day. I have commanded you to be the bright, undeniable salt and the piercing, warm light in this rapidly fading world. You cannot be a hidden, invisible light. You cannot be salt that never leaves the shaker. I know the deep fear that tightly grips your chest when you think about speaking up. You worry about what your coworkers will say behind your back. You worry that your friends will reject you, or that you will not have the perfect words to explain your heart. But remember, your faith is like a sharp sword that easily cuts through barriers. If you let negative thoughts and heavy feelings in, they will quickly drag you down, But if you put my spirit first in your life and heart, you will completely win. I need you to actively demonstrate my love through real, tangible, physical action today. Do not just offer a quick prayer for the hungry. Buy them a hot meal. Do not just feel pity for the lonely. Go sit beside them and look them directly in the eyes. I want you to step out onto the crashing water today. Yes, the waves are incredibly high, and the wind is fierce, but my strong hand is reaching out to pull you up. Your future is so bright that some might try to aggressively steal your joy, but remember, you get to choose exactly how to react. The broken world around you desperately needs your unique, specific witness right now. They do not need the fake witness of a perfect person. They need the raw, honest witness of a broken person who hath been beautifully healed by my unbelievable grace. They need to hear exactly how I pulled you out of your darkest depression. They need to deeply see how I restored your shattered hope. I am actively working on transforming the people around you. Do your part. Your actual, living, breathing testimony is the exact spiritual medicine someone else needs to survive today. So stand up right now. Violently shake off the heavy blanket of your hesitation. Leave the comfortable shore behind and boldly walk on the dark water toward me. When you take that first, terrifying step of absolute faith, I promise you will experience incredible abundance and success in your endeavors with me by your side. I will eagerly open new paths for you, and everything you do in my name will be completely blessed. So act today. Move forward. Speak the truth. Love out loud. The clock is relentlessly ticking, and the massive harvest is desperately waiting for your active hands. My precious one, feel the deep, heavy heartbeat of my immense compassion right now. Every single time you hear the clock tick, I want you to clearly hear the sound of my relentless, beautiful patience. I am waiting, watching, and actively holding back the final hour simply because I wish that absolutely none should perish. My heart deeply aches for the lost, wandering souls in your specific city, just as my literal tears fell for the blind cities that refused to listen to my truth centuries ago. There is a massive, open door standing directly before humanity right now, a brilliant door of unbelievable grace that no man can shut, until the final, appointed hour arrives. But that terrifying hour is rapidly approaching, and the daylight is quickly fading away. I want you to feel the exact same desperate urgency that I fiercely feel for your neighbors. When you look at the angry, confused people on your newsfeed, or the bitter coworker sitting across the room, do not look at them with harsh judgment. Look at them immediately through my tear-filled eyes. Their daily lives are completely devoid of my word and commandments, but leave them to me, for I will perform spectacular wonders. However, I desperately need you to be the beautiful, willing vessel that carries my final, urgent warning of love. Sharing the powerful gospel is not about proudly winning a theological argument. It is a frantic, life-saving rescue mission inside a burning building. Would you walk slowly and casually if you knew someone was trapped inside a raging fire? No. You would run with everything you have. I am forcefully telling you to run to the brokenhearted today. Intercede for the lost while there is still a small, fading sliver of light to see by. Pray for them until your knees physically ache. Cry out for their eternal salvation in the quiet, lonely hours of the night. I possess endless love, deep mercy, and complete forgiveness for you and for those truly committed to my word with all their hearts. But I am also a massive, consuming fire, and I fiercely protect those I deeply love. I want to completely rescue the confused people you love before the door finally and permanently closes. Do not waste another precious second on trivial matters. Aggressively focus on me, on my perfect promises, and all that I am completely ready to give you. The absolute most merciful, loving words you can ever speak to a dying, blind world are repent and believe. Do not soften the sharp truth because you are afraid of lightly offending someone. The pure truth is the only weapon that will brutally shatter their heavy chains. Tell them about the incredible, bloody beauty of the cross. Tell them that I am standing right here with wide open arms to warmly welcome them. Tell them I eagerly want to completely lift their heavy burdens and wash away any toxic, negative feelings that drain their daily energy with my pure love. Step out with bold, fierce compassion. Warn them, intensely love them, and fiercely pull them toward the absolute safety of my eternal embrace before the clock finally strikes midnight. Your courageous, trembling voice might be the very last sound of true hope they ever hear on this earth. Speak clearly. Speak loudly. Speak now. Look closely at the incredibly deceptive, hidden traps laid out directly in front of your feet. My beloved child, you are living in the dangerous age of the great distraction. The clever enemy does not always come with terrifying roars or obvious, dark evil. He frequently comes with the soft, lulling lullaby of worldly comfort. He quietly whispers peace. Peace when there is absolute, raging chaos just below the surface of your culture. He desperately wants you to trade your sharp, vital spiritual vigilance for the numb, easy convenience of your modern life. I see how deeply tempted you are to just silently blend in, to stop fighting the heavy current, and to drift lazily along with the lost crowd. But I am fiercely commanding you today, do not fall asleep. Keep your tired, heavy eyes completely fixed on me, the true author and the perfect finisher of your faith. Do not be scared of life's daily challenges. Do not shy away from complex difficulties, and do not evade messy conflicts. You absolutely cannot afford to walk into this brutal battlefield totally unarmed. I am intensely telling you to put on the full, heavy armor of God as a strict, non-negotiable daily requirement, not just a casual suggestion for difficult days. You urgently need the solid belt of truth securely fastened around your waist to keep the world's confusing, toxic lies from cutting you in half. You need to fiercely and actively reject the broad, crowded road of compromise that looks so appealing but directly leads to total, devastating emptiness. The blinded people around you might loudly mock your serious dedication. They might publicly call you foolish for missing out on their empty, fleeting pleasures. But absolutely ignore the spiteful actions and bitter comments fueled by pure jealousy intended to aggressively bring you down, for you are safely and tightly cradled in my protective embrace. I deeply want you to draw incredible, surging strength from the close, warm fellowship of the wakeful. Actively find the other serious believers who are intentionally keeping their lamps burning bright. Stand tightly shoulder to shoulder with them. When your physical arms grow weak, let them forcefully hold you up. When their spiritual vision blurs, you aggressively point them right back to the bloody cross. Do not associate with the wicked again. Quickly distance yourself from those who heavily criticize and violently attack you, and purposefully seek out good people who gently encourage and uplift you. Fiercely maintain your burning first love for me, despite the long, exhausting passage of difficult years. Do not ever let your beautiful, vibrant devotion become a dry, dusty, religious routine. I am your true healer, your constant caretaker, your ultimate provider, and your ultimate supporter. Let my vibrant, living presence ignite a completely new, massive fire in your chest right now. Every single morning when you wake up, let my pure words be the very first to strongly stir your heart and clearly set the powerful tone for your day. Live in the absolute, unshakable assurance that you are completely enveloped in the fierce love and protection of your almighty and cherished God. Refuse to be lulled into a dangerous spiritual slumber by a culture that is walking blindly off a massive cliff. Stand incredibly firm. Plant your feet deep into the solid, unmovable rock of my word. Let the fierce storms of distraction blow all around you, but do not move a single inch. You are my bold, awake, and heavily armored warrior. Stay highly alert, for the precious time is rapidly running out. My struggling child, let us talk openly about the heavy, crushing burden of your own rigid plans. I clearly see the highly detailed, complex blueprints you have anxiously drawn up for your life. I precisely see how tightly you grip the steering wheel, trying desperately to force your tie line to work out exactly the way you vividly imagine. You deeply stress over impossible deadlines. You completely panic when obvious doors close, and you utterly exhaust yourself trying to make everything magically happen by your own sheer, fleshly willpower. But today, right this second, I am lovingly but firmly inviting you to instantly open your tightly clenched fists. I am the true master architect of the universe, and I want you to willingly yield every single one of your fragile, broken plans to my perfect, eternal timeline. There is a breathtaking, unbelievable, massive freedom actively waiting for you the very moment you finally look up at me, surrender, and truly say, "Not my will, but yours be done." Absolute surrender is not a shameful sign of weak defeat. It is the ultimate, incredibly powerful act of courageous trust. When you completely and totally surrender your life to me, you actually instantly accelerate my glorious, massive purposes in your daily world. The miraculous, stunning efficiency of a completely spirit-led day will absolutely and profoundly astound you. What normally takes you 10 exhausting, tear-filled years to painfully build in your own weak strength, I can beautifully and flawlessly establish in a single, perfectly timed moment of pure grace. I am the absolute only one who ultimately decides your future, and I intensely want you to aggressively move forward and actively claim the massive spiritual blessings I have specifically got for you here on earth. Commit entirely to me today and clearly see how having me completely in your heart makes a real, visible, and incredibly powerful difference. I totally know the loud, chaotic world constantly screams right in your face that you are tragically falling behind. The blind society tells you that you are too late, too old, or that you have completely and permanently missed your only chance for true success. Do not ever believe those absolute liars who aggressively tell you that your destiny is total misery and bitter darkness, or that your broken past is so incredibly bleak no one will ever give you a real chance. Deeply trust my flawless, perfect timing, especially when the loud, frantic world heavily insists you have failed. The deep, refreshing peace of a clean conscience cleared by total, absolute submission is worth vastly more than all the rushing, bustling, and striving in the entire world. Ask me literally anything you deeply desire. Cry out to me in the dark, and I will absolutely and surely respond with massive wonders far beyond your tiny imagination. Fully let me into your heavy heart and watch in awe how everything immediately starts to completely transform. Those intimidating doors that seem permanently and firmly shut will magically and effortlessly open wide right before you, clearly revealing brilliant pathways you never even vividly imagined. I desperately want to completely lift your heavy, crushing burdens and permanently wash away any toxic, negative feelings that constantly drain your daily energy with my perfect, healing love. Stop painfully and uselessly fighting the heavy current or relying solely on your own incredibly limited strength. Dive headfirst into the rushing, powerful flow of my spirit and instantly feel completely and totally secure. Give me your early morning. Give me your entire career. Give me all your broken relationships. Completely let me meticulously guide your faltering steps today. Take my strong, scarred hand, completely and entirely surrender your heavy, exhausting need for total control, and simply watch how beautifully, perfectly I orchestrate the remaining, precious hours of your life. The clock is loudly ticking, but when you are fully and entirely surrendered to me, every single passing second is a profound miracle, In this profound moment of total, absolute surrender, I am inviting you to aggressively yield your earthly resources to my eternal, magnificent timeline. The heavy clock is relentlessly ticking, but your faithful generosity right now will rapidly accelerate my glorious purposes in the lives of broken people across the entire globe. By supporting this holy work through a super thanks, a membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are violently planting imperishable seeds of light in a rapidly darkening world. Test me in this, and fiercely watch as I throw open the massive floodgates of heaven to pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. Every single dollar you give becomes a brilliant, ringing alarm clock that fiercely wakes up another sleeping soul before it is tragically too late. I will beautifully honor your radical obedience by intensely increasing your harvest and completely shielding your home from the devourer. Do not tragically wait for a tomorrow that is never promised. Act entirely in faith this very second, passionately sow your financial seed, and become a massive catalyst for my final, urgent awakening. Are you tempted to rush away? Please do not close this massive door on me. It breaks my fatherly heart and deeply disappoints my spirit when you settle for the world's cheap distractions, while I am actively preparing a royal feast for your soul. If you abandon this holy conversation now, you will tragically miss the magnificent revelation I am about to unveil for your future. Honor my presence, anchor your restless soul, and keep listening. Your ultimate victory is waiting in the very next breath. Stop rushing for just one moment and look very closely at the incredibly brief, fleeting span of your earthly life. I want you to view it right now as a quick, fading mist that appears briefly for a short moment and then simply vanishes completely into the thin air. This is not meant to be a dark, oppressing, or morbid reality. It is a massive, incredibly urgent wake-up call directly to your sleeping soul. I passionately want you to live this exact day, this very hour, in the bright, piercing, undeniable light of eternity. One day, very soon, you will personally stand directly before the brilliant Bema seat of Christ. You absolutely will not be judged or condemned for your forgiven sins, for I have completely and totally paid for your terrible sins with my own precious blood. But your daily works, your deeply hidden motives, and exactly how you spent the precious, borrowed time I loaned you will be completely, fully revealed and tested by holy fire. I urgently want you to understand how deeply and profoundly the small, seemingly insignificant things matter. Every tiny, unnoticed act of radical obedience you courageously choose today immediately creates massive, unstoppable ripples that violently crash onto the distant shores of eternity. When you forcefully hold your tongue instead of speaking out in bitter, defensive anger, all of heaven immediately notices. When you secretly and quietly give your money to someone who can absolutely never repay you, heaven loudly rejoices. The immense great cloud of witnesses is eagerly and intensely watching your specific, difficult race right now. They are physically leaning over the golden balconies of heaven, fiercely and loudly cheering for you to drop the heavy, unnecessary weights of this world and run with absolute, unbreakable, supernatural endurance. Do not let their passionate cheers be completely in vain. I observe with intense delight exactly how the good seeds I actively planted within you have flourished, yielding truly wonderful, beautiful results. I want you to strive with absolutely every ounce of your physical and spiritual energy to hear me clearly say those magnificent, life-altering words, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Your incredible, final victory is very close, so fiercely and stubbornly hang in there, because very soon you will physically see days completely filled with brilliant, massive blessings. You must deeply realize that the intense, painful, tear-filled trials you are facing right now are incredibly tiny compared to the massive, breathtaking, eternal weight of glory that is rapidly coming to you. Do not ever lose heart or feel totally down, for you have an incredibly important, vital role to play right now. The heavens shall aggressively open, and violent, refreshing showers of pure happiness shall pour completely forth over you. My deep, fatherly affection constantly and fiercely surrounds you. My pure, holy love completely and totally envelops you. And my burning, relentless desire to actively bless you absolutely knows no boundaries. I deeply want you to purposefully make decisions today that your future, eternal self will profoundly and tearfully thank you for. Step entirely out of the shallow, muddy puddles of temporary, worldly pleasure and intentionally dive deeply into the vast, unending ocean of my true eternal purpose. Every single, loud tick of the clock is echoing directly and permanently into forever. Exactly how will you use this current, passing hour? Will you frantically build a fragile sandcastle that the dark tide will effortlessly wash away? Or will you intentionally build an eternal, unbreakable monument of deep love and radical faith? Force yourself to look up from your temporary, frustrating struggles. The glorious, brilliant finish line is right in front of your face. Run desperately toward it with absolutely all your might. Act in time, my beautiful, precious child, because massive, glorious eternity is eagerly waiting just on the other side of this fading, fragile moment. My beloved child, I want you to lift your heavy head right now and truly look at the vast, sprawling fields spread out directly in front of you. I know you are incredibly tired. I see that your daily life feels like an endless, exhausting treadmill of paying bills, meeting demanding deadlines, and trying desperately to keep your own head above the crashing water. But I am asking you to pause and scan the horizon with me. The massive spiritual harvest is entirely plentiful, yet the willing laborers are tragically few. I am calling you out of the small, comfortable bubble of a me-centered gospel. For too long, you have been taught to seek me only for what I can temporarily give you: a better job, a bigger house, a more comfortable, painless life. But I have written a highly specific, breathtakingly beautiful assignment for your exact life that goes infinitely beyond your own personal comfort. I picked you on purpose to do something really important. Look at the tired people sitting right next to you in your office. Look at the isolated neighbor who never leaves their quiet house. Look at the frustrated, angry faces you pass in the crowded grocery store. They are not merely background characters in your personal story. They are precious, eternal souls desperately crying out in the dark for a real savior. You will be the channel for healing to reach many people you know. I passionately want to partner with you through the power of my Holy Spirit to reach these hurting, broken people. When you finally stop looking constantly inward at your own flaws and start looking outward at their deep pain, you will instantly experience a massive, supernatural shift in your own heart. Your family will be blessed, and your efforts will bear fruit, for I, your Almighty God, am always with you. Step immediately into the messy, glorious mission field of your everyday life. Do not let the incredible harvest rot in the field simply because you were too intimidated, too busy, or too afraid of looking foolish to speak up. It is an absolute tragedy when my children boldly claim to know the exact cure for deadly disease, but completely refuse to share it with a dying ward. I am actively giving you the strength and bravery to confront any obstacle. Open your mouth and speak my truth. Extend your physical hands and freely offer my profound grace. The spectacular reward for those who courageously turn many to righteousness is absolutely eternal. You will shine like the brilliant stars forever and ever. So, shake off the heavy, paralyzing fear of rejection. I have sent my angels to look out for you, so you can live without fear or sickness. The world is starving for the exact, authentic love I have placed inside your chest. Go to them today. Be my hands, be my voice, and boldly gather the incredible harvest before the rapidly setting sun finally goes down. My precious one, Let us talk openly about the intense, burning fire you are currently walking through. I hear your desperate, tearful prayers asking me to immediately remove the heavy pressure, to instantly fix the broken relationship, and to take away the agonizing uncertainty that keeps you pacing the floor at night. But I want you to understand that I am using these exact, painful remaining moments to completely purge the toxic dross from your beautiful soul. The deep, often painful sanctification process is a literal race against the loudly ticking clock. I am not punishing you. I am carefully, meticulously refining you. I see the tough times you're enduring, feeling like you're running out of strength. I know you try to hide your pain, aiming to look strong, yet I understand you more than you understand yourself. Embrace these incredibly difficult trials as the loud, ticking clock of your own spiritual maturity. Just as intense, physical fire melts raw gold to bring all the ugly, hidden impurities directly to the surface. The fierce heat of your daily struggles is actively bringing your hidden pride, your secret fears, and your deep resentments into the pure light. Do not fiercely fight the very flames that are actively making you holy. Let the frustrating delays, the difficult people, and the unexplainable losses aggressively shape your character into the flawless image of your Father. The beautiful, finished character shaped by my gentle, scarred hands is worth absolutely every single tear you are currently crying. I am actively preparing your brilliant, spotless wedding garment for the Lamb's high, eternal feast. You absolutely cannot wear a garment deeply stained with bitter resentment into my holy presence. This is why there is a massive, urgent need for immediate forgiveness. Let go of all hatred and desire for revenge. The heavy clock is ticking, and you literally do not have the time to fiercely hold on to old, rotting grudges. I invite you to pray for those who have wronged you so they might find their way to me. If you are waiting for an apology that will never come, you are only drinking your own poison. I command you to release the heavy, suffocating bitterness right now. I will see how the wounds of the past shall heal, and you shall suffer no more. Give me your total worries, and I will bear them for you. Allow my consuming fire to aggressively burn away everything in you that is not pure love. Trust my perfectly steady hand in the absolute middle of the blazing furnace. You are not being destroyed. You are being beautifully, eternally perfected. Endure the fierce heat today, because the pure, gleaming gold I am producing inside of you will brilliantly outshine the brightest sun. Listen closely to my voice over the deafening, frantic noise of your current reality. You are living in a highly visible, rapidly crumbling world that violently demands you base your entire peace on what you can physically see. When your bank account is totally empty, when the medical report is completely terrifying, when the global news is utterly chaotic, your physical eyes aggressively scream at you to panic. But I am fiercely commanding you to aggressively trust the invisible God in the absolute middle of a visible storm. You must learn to profoundly walk by pure faith, and not by fragile, deceptive sight. Trust in it, feel it, and walk by faith, knowing I never deceive, and I'm always with you. I am calling you to an absolute audacity of hope, especially when the dark shadows in your life begin to lengthen and the cold night starts to rapidly fall. I want you to keep aggressively moving forward even when the rocky path ahead of you is not yet lit. Open your faith's eyes and start seeing things as they could be. In every single problem, aggressively find a chance for a massive solution. In the deep darkness, beautifully visualize the brilliant light of my presence. When the entire, logical world aggressively tells you to completely give up and loudly accept defeat, I want you to forcefully draw immense, unbreakable strength from the ancient, blood-stained promises of my holy scripture. I promise there's a good reason for everything you face, and there's always something good waiting for you after every tough time. Defy the cold, cynical logic of the fallen world with the brilliant, impossible logic of my eternal kingdom. The world arrogantly says that death is the final, tragic end, but I declare that death is simply the glorious beginning. The world loudly says you must aggressively hoard everything to be rich, but I say you must completely give it all away to be truly wealthy. Trust in my power to profoundly transform your harsh reality and to violently open iron doors that seem permanently closed. Doubt not what I tell you today. I am the Almighty, your parent, your leader, your buddy, the ruler of your life, always ready to help when you call. Every single, brave step you take entirely in the dark lays down the essential groundwork for the massive trust and bravery you desperately need to follow your grand dreams. The ultimate, absolute victory belongs completely to the persistent, stubborn saint who utterly refuses to stop believing. Shut your panicked physical eyes right now. Open the sharp, piercing eyes of your spirit. Take my strong hand, step directly into the terrifying unknown, and confidently walk entirely by faith today. My deeply loved child, I urgently need you to actively tune your spiritual ears to a completely different, higher frequency. Do you clearly hear the piercing, urgent sound ringing violently through the heavenlies? It is the immense, biblical significance of the loud trumpet call, the massive shofar, blowing forcefully to rapidly wake up the sleeping giants of my church. For decades, my precious bride has been completely lulled into a dangerous, apathetic coma by the soft comforts and the endless, mindless entertainment of this fading world. But the time for casual, comfortable napping is absolutely over. I am loudly declaring the year of the Lord's favor, and it comes with a fierce, unavoidable alarm. I am telling you just in time that you're close to reaching a spiritual level where everyday miracles happen. You must aggressively learn to carefully listen for the clear, pure frequency of heaven entirely over the loud, chaotic static of the earth. The constant, buzzing noise of your digital screens, the angry, bitter political arguments, the endless, frantic striving for more money. All of this is just demonic static purposely designed to completely block out the sound of my approaching footsteps. Turn the worldly volume completely down. It totally quiet before me. Every morning when you wake up, you'll hear my guidance leading you on good paths and making things clear for you. Once you clearly hear that massive, undeniable trumpet blast in your own spirit, you have an immense, communal responsibility to immediately and loudly sound the alarm for absolutely everyone else. You cannot hear the fire alarm and simply sit quietly in your burning house. You must actively shake your brothers and sisters awake. There is a profound, undeniable internal witness burning deep inside your chest right now, desperately telling you that the King is standing directly at the door. Do not ignore that holy urgency. Do not forcefully push down that massive spiritual anticipation. I am at work in your home, your future, your personality, your dreams and your plans. I am intensely waking you up so that you can fiercely help wake up your entire, sleeping generation. Let my brilliant light completely illuminate your dark path and lead you directly to true joy and optimism. Rise up from your dusty bed of apathy. Wash your tired face. Put on your heavy armor and grab your own loud trumpet. The King of Glory is rapidly approaching, and the entire, waiting world desperately needs to hear the loud, unmistakable sound of your total readiness. My vigilant warrior, the massive sound of the shofar is violently echoing, and I am directly asking you to aggressively amplify this desperate, holy alarm. You have heard the urgent call to wake up, and now I strongly invite you to help me violently shake the rest of your sleeping generation out of their spiritual coma. When you urgently support this channel using Super Thanks, a membership, or the PayPal link provided below, you are physically building a massive, blazing lighthouse for ships currently crashing in the dark. Where your treasure is, there your heart will absolutely be also, permanently anchored to my eternal kingdom. Your radical, immediate generosity allows this critical message of salvation to fiercely pierce through the deafening, demonic static of this fading world. I declare that as you faithfully water others with your resources, I will completely and miraculously refresh your own tired soul, multiplying your earthly provision entirely beyond human logic. The furious midnight hour is rapidly approaching, and the desperately lost absolutely cannot wait another single second. Sound the massive alarm with your giving right now. Forcefully click the link to support, and aggressively partner with me in this final, glorious harvest. I see your tired mind starting to wander, but I fiercely urge you, do not abandon me in this sacred, holy hour. It literally brings tears to my eyes when you choose a fading, temporary task over my profound, eternal direction. To stop listening now would be to tragically sleep through the massive alarm I am sounding specifically for your survival. Do not grieve the spirit that is fighting for you. Give me your absolute focus, because the deepest, most beautiful healing for your exhausted heart is coming right now. Look very closely at the precious, fragile people currently sitting across from you at your dinner table, the ones sleeping quietly in the next room, and the ones you have completely stopped speaking to. My child, I am urgently calling you to the fierce, immediate stewardship of your earthly relationships. The rapidly ticking clock is entirely unforgiving when it comes to the people you deeply love. You absolutely must start aggressively mending your broken altars and actively healing your fractured, bleeding families today. Do not yell or insult anyone. Before you try to correct your family, calm down first, take a moment, and ask for my guidance. The time to say I love you and I completely forgive you is exactly right now, before the cold, permanent silence of the grave steals your final opportunity. You treat the incredibly annoying people in your life as massive, frustrating distractions from your important goals. But I want you to view absolutely every single person as an eternal, magnificent being. In an increasingly cold, isolated world where everyone is staring blankly at a glowing screen, I am fiercely calling you to the deep, powerful ministry of actual physical presence. Put your phone entirely away. Look directly into the tired eyes of your spouse. Hold the small, eager hands of your children. These passing, fleeting moments are the actual, profound substance of a genuinely wealthy life. The people around you now will be different soon, as I'm working on transforming them. I will help you offer guidance filled with love to your loved ones. You must forcefully and intentionally lead your entire household directly in the righteous ways of the Lord before it is tragically too late. Do not lazily leave their essential spiritual education entirely up to the corrupted culture or even to the busy church. You are the absolute primary watchman on the wall of your own home. Your family is under the divine protection of my Holy Spirit. Create a massive, unbreakable legacy of deep, fiery faith that is carefully passed down through sheer, stubborn intentionality. Speak extremely kindly, and do not say harsh things that could deeply hurt others or compare them to anyone. Let your home be a bright, warm beacon of my immense peace. If some people don't accept you or forgive you, it's time to find new friends who see your true value. But for those under your roof, fiercely protect them with aggressive prayer and deep, sacrificial love. The clock is relentlessly counting down. Love fiercely, forgive instantly, and steward the precious, eternal hearts I have carefully entrusted directly to your hands today. My child, let us address the heavy, invisible blanket that has so quietly settled over your heart. I see exactly how you come home from work utterly exhausted, your mind spinning from the endless demands of your day. You feel thoroughly drained, and instead of turning to me for true restoration, you choose the easy, numb comfort of your screens. You binge-watch shows to escape your reality. You endlessly scroll through the curated lives of others, and you allow a dangerous spirit of slumber to rock you to sleep. But I am fiercely telling you today that comfort is very often the absolute greatest enemy of your divine calling. If you let negative thoughts and feelings in, they'll drag you down, but if you put my spirit first in your life and heart, you'll win. I do not want you to live a numb, lukewarm life that simply exists to pay bills and survive until the weekend. I want to aggressively, completely transform your life. I want you to wake up. Look closely at the undeniable symptoms of a lukewarm heart operating inside you right now. You used to weep in my presence. Now you rush through a 2-minute prayer just to check it off your daily list. You used to feel a burning passion to share my truth. Now you remain totally silent when your coworkers mock your faith because you desperately want to fit in. I see you compromising your deep values just to keep the peace. But I am intensely calling you to completely stir up the incredible gifts that have gone totally dormant within your soul. I plan to change you so much that people might not even recognize you. I want to fiercely throw the refreshing, shocking cold water of my living word directly onto your sleeping face. Wake up from your spiritual coma. I am your God, strong and jealous, who safeguards the integrity of his children and supplies their needs. I need you to purposely choose to be a bold, fully awake watchman on the massive wall for your specific, broken generation. You absolutely cannot afford to sleep while the enemy actively prowls around your home, trying to steal your joy and destroy your marriage. Step forcefully out of your comfortable, lukewarm routine. I want to aggressively baptize you completely anew in the roaring, purifying fire of my Holy Spirit. Feel that intense, warm fire starting to burn inside your chest right this very second. Do not quench it. Do not allow the toxic, apathetic culture around you to dictate your spiritual temperature. If the people around you are completely asleep, then you must be the loud, ringing alarm clock that fiercely wakes them up. I've placed massive, world-changing potential inside your hands, but you are currently letting it gather thick dust on the shelf of your daily convenience. I am your healer, your caretaker, your provider, and your supporter. Let me breathe my powerful, divine breath directly upon your weary life today, filling you with massive peace even amidst your furious battles. Stand up on your feet, aggressively shake off the heavy dust of your long slumber, and step boldly into the brilliant, blazing light of your true calling. My precious one, I know perfectly well how incredibly lonely you feel walking on this path. Look at the massive, cheering crowds actively rushing down the broad, easy road of modern compromise. You clearly see your friends, your peers, and sometimes even your own family members choosing what is culturally popular over what is biblically true. You deeply feel the painful, stinging rejection when you completely refuse to laugh at their toxic jokes, when you refuse to participate in their corrupt gossip, and when you forcefully draw a hard line of absolute integrity at your workplace. It is extremely difficult to boldly walk entirely alone when the massive crowd goes the complete opposite way. But I am directly telling you today, do not ever surrender to the crushing pressure. The broad, heavily traveled road of popular compromise is a total, devastating trap that leads directly to eternal emptiness. I am asking you to fiercely and stubbornly reject it. Distance yourself from those who seek to divert your path and cause you harm. They strongly wish to see you completely defeated, devoid of true peace, true purpose, and any real reason to live. But by my side, they absolutely cannot make you stumble. I want you to understand that the strict boundaries of my holy commands are not a cruel prison designed to steal your fun. They are massive, unbreakable guardrails placed lovingly on a steep, dangerous mountain road to keep you from violently falling to your death. When you stay firmly within my protective boundaries, you find true, lasting, massive freedom. I know the sheer courage it requires to be the absolute only person in the room who still fiercely holds on to biblical truth. But remember, you are never truly walking alone. I am ever by your side offering love, peace, patience, and fortitude. Let my Holy Spirit be your constant, brilliant North Star in this incredibly dark, confused world. When the culture loudly shifts its morals every single week, I want you to remain anchored to the solid rock of my unchanging word. The destination at the end of this narrow, difficult path makes absolutely every single tear, every single rejection, and every lonely lunch hour completely worth the painful effort. I will intensely guide you on carefully prepared paths to thoroughly recover what you've lost. The glorious, eternal reward for your stubborn faithfulness will vastly outshine any temporary applause you could ever receive from this broken world. Keep putting one foot fiercely in front of the other. Do not look to the left, and do not look to the right. Look directly into my eyes. You are designed to overcome. I am intensely proud of your quiet courage, and I will personally walk every single, difficult mile of this narrow road directly with you. Listen to me, my beloved child, because I want to heal one of the deepest, most painful regrets hiding inside your chest. I clearly see the heavy, crushing sorrow you carry over the years you violently wasted. You look back at your 20s and your 30s, and you agonize over the terrible mistakes, the broken relationships, the prodigal seasons of rebellion, and the massive opportunities you completely missed because of your own foolishness. The ticking clock sounds like a loud, mocking judge, aggressively telling you that you are out of time and that your best years are permanently gone. But I am the Almighty God, and I literally stand completely outside of time, constantly working massive miracles entirely within yours. I am telling you today, with absolute divine authority, that I can and will completely restore the years the swarming locusts have eaten. I don't want you to keep thinking about the past. It only brings the hurt back and makes you feel worse. What is incredibly important is that you're alive right now, and there's a lot of good stuff coming your way. I possess the staggering, supernatural ability to massively multiply your remaining time. When your life is finally, completely aligned with my divine purpose, you instantly operate with supernatural, breathtaking speed. What normally takes a man 20 years to build, I can effortlessly establish through you in a single, perfectly orchestrated season of total obedience. Do not let the heavy shame of your previous long delays keep you paralyzed today. My grace is vastly bigger than your biggest mistake. I have forgiven all your mistakes. You don't owe anything anymore. I am fiercely offering you the miraculous chance to entirely redeem your broken past through a radically consecrated present. Let go of the heavy, toxic regret that chains you to yesterday. The God who flawlessly created the sun, the moon, and the entire concept of time itself is actively working on your behalf right now. I will resolve your problems and dispel your fears. You must find deep, unshakable rest entirely in the finished, bloody work of the cross. Stop frantically trying to physically run backward to fix what is permanently broken. Bring the shattered pieces of your past directly to my altar, and vividly watch me rapidly construct a beautiful, breathtaking mosaic of pure grace. Your life is a journey filled with delightful surprises, abundant opportunities, and growth that leads to greater achievements. Step confidently into this brand new day. I am intensely accelerating my magnificent plans for you. Trust my perfect, supernatural timing. Completely surrender your massive regrets and watch me do the absolute impossible with the precious time you have left. Look around you, my vigilant warrior. The deep, dark night is almost entirely over, and the brilliant, blinding day is rapidly approaching. I am intensely commanding you to aggressively cast off the heavy, shameful works of darkness right now. You absolutely cannot fight the coming spiritual battles while you are still secretly wearing the filthy, soiled clothes of your old, sinful life. I want you to strip away the hidden addictions, the secret lusts, the petty jealousies, and the bitter resentments. I am actively inviting you to completely clothe yourself in the blazing, flawless righteousness of Jesus Christ. This is not a polite, casual request. It is a vital matter of your sheer spiritual survival. You must aggressively pick up the massive, heavy shield of faith every single morning to violently quench the fiery, burning darts of doubt that the enemy relentlessly shoots directly at your mind. When the culture loudly screams that I am not real, when your bank account whispers that I have totally abandoned you, raise that shield with absolute, fierce defiance. Put on the solid, impenetrable helmet of salvation to strictly protect your anxious mind from the world's toxic, sophisticated lies. Ensure your certainty in the direction to take. I have equipped you with the sharpest, most deadly weapon in the entire universe, the sword of the Spirit, which is my absolute, unchanging word. This is your primary, aggressive offensive weapon. Do not just lightly tap the enemy with your own fragile opinions. Violently cut through his deception with the pure, absolute truth of Scripture. You will be able to get through anything calmly. I won't let you face anything too hard to handle. When the very ground beneath your feet begins to violently shake, when the global economy crumbles, and when society totally loses its mind, I want you to aggressively stand your ground. I have fortified you with the courage my voice instills in your soul. You are completely impervious to theft. Renounce all disbelief, for your victory is assured, secured by my promises, sealed with immense love. Let the absolute brilliance of my pure light completely blind the dark forces that aggressively try to intimidate your family. You are a highly trained, fully equipped soldier of the Most High God. Do not ever shrink back in cowardly fear. Put on the heavy armor of light, stand incredibly firm, and forcefully push back the suffocating darkness in my mighty name. As you fiercely strap on the brilliant armor of light, I am calling you to boldly fund the massive front lines of this urgent spiritual war. The heavy clock is aggressively counting down to my return, and I need you to violently push back the suffocating darkness by actively supporting the spread of my absolute truth, by urgently offering a super thanks, joining as a member, or giving through the PayPal link in the description. You are physically placing the sharp sword of the Spirit directly into the desperate hands of those who are completely lost. He who supplies precious seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and multiply your store of seed and actively enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. Your sacrificial giving is a blazing, violent fire that actively destroys the enemy's blinding lies across the globe. I will fiercely defend your household, aggressively multiply your finances, and completely cover your family with my impenetrable shield of divine favor. Do not retreat into comfortable hesitation while the brutal battle loudly rages outside your door. Act with immediate, holy boldness. Decisively click the link to give today, and proudly stand with me as an eternal champion of the light. We are so incredibly close to the glorious finish line, my beloved. Do not suddenly drop my scarred hand now. It intensely grieves my spirit and deeply wounds my heart when you run the race so bravely, only to quit right before the massive breakthrough. I have something absolutely crucial left to impart to your spirit. If you leave now, you walk into the dark battlefield completely unarmed. Stay with me for these final, precious moments. Do not break our connection until I have fully and flawlessly equipped you for the days ahead. My child, stop everything you are doing and take a long, deep breath. Just as your physical lungs desperately require oxygen to simply survive, your eternal spirit absolutely requires the continuous, life-giving breath of prayer. I see you rushing through your frantic day holding your spiritual breath, totally wondering why you feel so incredibly dizzy, weak, and completely overwhelmed by the slightest pressure. You simply cannot fight the massive battle for your precious time if you are completely disconnected from the ultimate source of your strength. I want your daily communion with me to be the absolute center of your entire existence. I am heavily calling you to the fierce, aggressive power of non-stop intercession. Your frantic world is drowning in a massive sea of constant, deafening noise. Texts, emails, notifications, and endless screaming headlines. You absolutely must aggressively fight back by actively retreating to the quiet, holy secret place. The secret place is exactly where the brutal battle for your time is actually won. Come each morning to listen to my word and to pray, and trust your life and your family into my hands. When you shut the door and kneel on the floor, you instantly tap into power that can literally change the physical course of human history. I desperately want you to learn how to aggressively listen for my still small voice entirely over the loud, rushing roar of your busy life. When you are sitting in frustrating traffic, turn off the loud radio and speak directly to me. When you are fiercely pacing the hallway with a sick, crying child at 2 a.m., boldly declare my promises entirely over their fragile life. You possess the staggering, massive authority of the believer to violently bind the forces of hell and aggressively lose the beautiful treasures of heaven directly through your prayers. Ask and you shall receive. I will nourish you with sweetness and the best provisions. Do not limit your vital prayer life to a few tired, mumbled words before you fall asleep. Make it a constant, roaring fire. I am always willing to listen and respond to your pleas whenever you ask something from me, believing it's good for you and others. I'll make sure you get it. Inhale my massive peace and forcefully exhale your heavy, toxic anxiety. Make prayer the absolute, undeniable rhythm of your breathing, and fiercely watch how I supernaturally multiply your strength for the massive battles ahead. My precious child, let us fundamentally change exactly how you hear the ticking clock on your wall. For so long, the passage of time has filled your mind with a deep, suffocating dread. You look in the mirror and intensely scrutinize the new lines on your face, feeling a sharp pang of fear that your days are rapidly slipping through your fingers. You feel the heavy, physical aches in your body that were not there 10 years ago, and you worry about the inevitable end. But I am telling you today to completely shift your perspective. Why is the ticking clock a sound of dread to the world, but a brilliant sound of absolute hope for you? Because every single second that loudly ticks by is 1 second closer to the magnificent, glorious moment when I finally return for you. Get ready for an amazing new chapter in your life. Your heart is all set to take on new adventures and the happiness that comes from doing what you're meant to do. I am actively preparing a breathtaking new heaven and a perfect new earth for you, a physical place where the brutal constraints of human time will permanently cease to exist. Lift your weary head and intensely imagine that glorious reality right now. Imagine a massive, beautiful world where there is absolutely no more death, no more devastating cancer diagnoses, no more painful divorces, and no more bitter tears of grief. Trust me, I can heal your pain and make the hurtful past fade away. I am going to completely and permanently end the sorrow that keeps you up at night, staring blankly at the dark ceiling. My love is so strong that it has taken away all your mistakes, and now I want to help you forget those sad memories too. The deep, agonizing longing you feel in your chest when you look at a beautiful sunset or listen to a moving piece of music is the profound longing of the bride for her eternal bridegroom. You were not created for this broken, fading world. You were made entirely for me. Let this blessed hope radically change exactly how you live your ordinary Tuesday morning. When the alarm rings at 6:00 a.m. and you have to face a frustrating commute, a difficult boss, or a mountain of unpaid bills, do not let despair drag you under the water. Face that mundane Tuesday with a massive, brilliant smile of absolute defiance. You can endure the temporary, exhausting pressures of your job because you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that a spectacular crown of righteousness is firmly laid up for those who eagerly love and anticipate my appearing. My love for you is immense. Your resilience amazes me. I observe with delight how the seeds I planted within you have flourished, yielding wonderful results. Do not be scared of life's challenges, don't shy away from difficulties, and don't evade conflicts. Let the joy of my imminent return completely fuel your earthly endurance. Let the loud ticking of the clock serve as the beautiful, steady drumbeat of your approaching, eternal victory. Smile at the passing hours today. The bridegroom is coming, and he is coming specifically for you. I see the intense, quiet fear that frequently paralyzes you when you walk into a hostile room. You desperately want to speak my truth. You want to stand up for what is right in your workplace, and you want to actively lead your family with conviction, but a sudden spirit of heavy timidity aggressively chokes your voice. You worry about being mocked, canceled, or permanently alienated by a culture that has gone completely mad. But I am fiercely commanding you today. Aggressively exchange that suffocating spirit of timidity for my absolute, unstoppable spirit of power. I'll be with you all day, every day, even as you sleep, watching over you. I did not design you to quietly cower in the dark corners of society. I am the Almighty God, the creator of everything, your parent, your leader, your buddy, the ruler of your life, always ready to help when you call. I require an intense, holy boldness from you in this dark, final hour. Take a deep breath and deliberately draw massive, unshakable strength directly from the pure joy of the Lord. The world is heavily fueled by endless outrage, bitter anger, and constant anxiety, but your supreme strength comes from a deep, welling joy that makes absolutely no logical sense to the natural mind. When society becomes incredibly hostile and actively targets your faith, I want you to refuse to shrink back entirely. I want you to step powerfully into the exact same massive authority that I directly gave to my early disciples. I'm giving you such strength that you shall tread upon serpents and scorpions, deceitful demons, and all hosts of evil, and nothing, and no one shall harm you. You do not have to apologize for holding firmly to my word. You do not have to soften my truth to make a rebellious world feel comfortable in its sin. I am your God. I'll give you strength, help you out, and support you strongly. When the screaming world tells you to sit down and be quiet, I want you to hear the fierce, undeniable roar of the Lion of Judah echoing violently within your own heart. That roar is the sound of absolute victory. Let everyone see that you are my cherished child. Distance yourself from those who seek to divert your path and cause you harm. They only seek to rob you of the blessings I have in store for you. But they cannot defeat the roaring lion that lives inside your chest. Speak with massive, unwavering confidence. Walk into your office, your school, and your neighborhood with your head held incredibly high. I am your hero, your caretaker, your provider, and your supporter. Let the watching, desperate world see the undeniable courage of a soul that has absolutely nothing to lose because it has already gained eternity. Be incredibly bold. Be intensely strong. Be fiercely ready to violently push back the darkness with the blinding light of my truth today. My beloved, listen to the incredibly tender, desperate tone of my final, beautiful invitation. This is the urgent come of the Spirit and the bride, echoing fiercely across the fading centuries and landing directly at your feet right this very second. I see you standing nervously on the terrifying edge of surrender. I see the heavy, crushing shame that makes you hesitate. You look at your broken life, your secret addictions, your terrible temper, and your repeated, massive failures, and the enemy aggressively whispers that you have gone entirely too far. He tells you that I am completely disgusted with you, and that my grace could absolutely never cover your specific, unique sins. But I am actively extending my scarred, bleeding hand directly to you, as you stand terrified on that sharp edge. You are my child, and I have paid for your sins with my own blood. Now I ask you, what more shall I do for you? My incredible, saving grace is fully and completely accessible to you right now, until the absolute very last second ticks off the clock. Do not believe those who tell you that your destiny is misery and bitterness, that your past is so bleak no one will give you a chance, and that your defeat is inevitable. Do not believe them. I'm telling you, you are mine, and I will always be by your side. Look at the staggering, brutal beauty of the cross. It is not just an ancient piece of wood. It is the massive, unbreakable bridge that completely spans the infinite gap between your profound brokenness and my perfect eternity. Do not try to clean yourself up before you walk across it. Come to me filthy. Come to me entirely exhausted. Come to me utterly broken. Your past sins and errors have no place in your new life, for I have forgiven you. You have nothing to be ashamed of, for you are a new person. This is not a general, sweeping call to an anonymous crowd. This is my deeply personal, intimate call directly and specifically to you. I know exactly what you did last night. I know the dark thoughts that raced through your mind this morning. And yet, I am looking you directly in the eyes with an immense, burning love that you cannot possibly comprehend, and I am telling you that I want you anyway. I love you, you're mine, and you're way more valuable than you think. I'll never leave you, I'll always be right there with you. There is a massive, unbreakable promise written entirely in my own blood. Whoever passionately calls on my name shall absolutely be saved. Grab my extended hand right now. Do not wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow is an illusion. The bridge is securely down. The massive door is completely open, and I am standing right here waiting. Come home to me right now. We have reached the critical, definitive end of this profound conversation, my precious child, but it is entirely up to you if this marks a tragic ending or a magnificent, breathtaking new beginning. You are standing directly on the sharp, beautiful threshold of the great transition from the temporary, fading world into the massive, permanent reality of the eternal. The clock is relentlessly ticking, measuring the final, precious beats of this specific season of your life. We are aggressively closing the chapter of the challenging question. Will you act? I desperately want you to close it with a roaring, resounding, absolute yes. Today marks the end of your storm. Your troubles are over. A fresh day breaks for you. From now on, you will walk on solid ground, moving towards my blessings, finding great peace and endless happiness. The absolute second you fully surrender your time, your massive fears, and your specific, heavy struggles to me, you will instantly step entirely into a profound, unexplainable peace that completely passes all human understanding. The heavy, invisible weight of constantly striving to prove yourself to a blind world will instantly vanish. I'll handle everything for you. Your life will be filled to the brim with good things and blessings. You witness the incredible ways my love and faithfulness show up in your life. You will finally start breathing the pure, clean air of your true, divine purpose. I am giving you a massive, final charge today. Run your specific, difficult race with fierce, unbreakable endurance. Do not yield to the heavy exhaustion. Do not abandon your post when the fierce battle gets difficult. You are completely and utterly victorious in all things through my sacrifice and resurrection. I am permanently sealing this sacred encounter with the absolute, unbreakable assurance of my constant, powerful presence. I will never, ever abandon you. I will be right there with you until the very end of the age. Every time you face a massive obstacle, every time your heart gets utterly broken, every time you feel incredibly lonely, remember the words I have spoken directly to your soul today. Just stand up and march without weeping and without complaining. For a few steps more you shall find the reward for your persistence. Trust in what I'm telling you, believe, and you'll see your life transform. The massive, glorious, eternal Amen is actively ringing through the vast, golden halls of heaven right this second, enthusiastically cheering for your massive victory. The time is exactly now. The brilliant stage is set. Walk incredibly boldly into your glorious future, my beautiful child. I profoundly love you, and I am excitedly waiting to completely astonish you. Amen. My precious child, as you fiercely step over the beautiful threshold into your glorious new beginning, I am inviting you to permanently seal this powerful moment with an act of radical generosity. The loud ticking of the clock has brought you exactly to this divine intersection of absolute faith and immediate action. By actively supporting this life-saving ministry through a super thanks, becoming a channel member, or using the PayPal link below, you are violently casting massive nets into the deep to rescue millions of drowning souls before the time entirely runs out. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house, and clearly watch me open the windows of heaven to pour out a massive blessing you cannot possibly contain. Your urgent financial seed is the literal, physical manifestation of your resounding yes to my final, desperate call. I will beautifully reward your radical obedience by entirely restoring your stolen years, intensely multiplying your earthly provision, and deeply flooding your home with unexplainable peace. The final, spectacular curtain of human history is rapidly falling, and the absolute time to forcefully act is right this very second. Do not walk away empty-handed. Boldly click the link, aggressively sow your eternal seed, and joyfully step directly into your massive, divine destiny. My precious child, the clock is loudly ticking, and this exact moment is your divine invitation to finally step out of the shadows and act in time. Do not let the heavy silence of fear steal another second of your magnificent destiny. Instead, boldly raise your voice and declare your total surrender right now. Go into the comments below, leave your heavy past behind, and courageously type these absolute words of victory. Lord, I hear the clock, and I am stepping into my purpose today. The very second you make this public declaration, I will fiercely shatter the chains of your delay, because I am the one who decides your future, and I want you to move forward and claim the spiritual blessings I have for you right here on earth. Act now, speak now, and bravely embrace this glorious new beginning before this precious hour slips away. Amen.